Come on. Hey ladies.
Hey mom.
What's up?
Let's slide.
Alright.
Alright. And we gon' get it on tonight.
What's going on, ladies? How you doing? Father, son. Oh, she's not old enough to get in. 18. What's really good with you, man? You're 21 to get in. You're not gonna let me in the club? Can't let you go, man. You can't even drink my liquor. Yo.
I was downtown clubbing, ladies' night. Seen shorty, she was crazy, right? And I approached baby light. Mom, what's your age and type? She looked at me and said, you's a baby, right? I told her, I'm 18 and live a crazy life. Plus I tell you what the 80s like, and I know what the ladies like. Need a man that's polite, listens and takes advice. I could be all three, plus I can lay the pipe. Come with me, come stay tonight. She looked at me laughing, like boy your game is tight. I'm laughing back like sure you're right. Get in the car, and don't touch nothing, sit in the car. Let's discuss something, either we loving or I see you tomorrow. Now we speeding up the west side, hand creeping up our left side. I'm ready to do it, ready to bone, ready for dome. 55th exit, damn, already we home. Now let's get it on.
Hey mom.
What's up?
Let's slide.
Alright.
Alright. And we gon' get it on tonight. You smoke.
I smoke.
I drink.
Me too.
Well good. Cause we gon' get it tonight. Got drops.
Got coops.
Got trucks.
Got G's.
Alright. And we gon' take a ride tonight. So mom.
What's up?
Let's slide.
Alright.
Alright.
Harlem. ROC. You gonna set this door. My is a killer. Yeah.
We gon' get
Now that I got a girl, my ex wanna holler and spit. Told me to acknowledge her quick. She like, Cam, stop frontin' on that Dave Hoster tip. Come over, let's smile and sip. I'm like, mama and sick, I promise you thick. Usually I have a problem with chicks. They all say I'm rotten and rich, but nah, her boobies real. High heel doobie feel. Plus got them Gucci nails, You a cutie still. And this my down girl too, ain't no groupie deal. We left the movies with Uzi, Suzuki wheels to the jacuzzi. I tell you, my boobies real. I mean, she do be winning, Louis spinning. Go to the crib, she got the Gucci linen. I see Boobie grinning. She looked and said, Cam, I know that you be sinning. Nah, I'm a changed man. Look at the range, man. I got a whole new game plan. Looked and said, that's nothing but game, Cam. She was right, she was up in the range, man. Dropped her off at the L, now I'm flipping the cell. That's right, I had to call up L. Yo, L,
What up?
I hit,
What else?
plus dome,
Say word.
and we got it on the night.
Hey mom.
What's up?
Let's slide.
Alright.
Alright. And we gon' get it on tonight. You smoke.
I smoke.
I drink.
Me too.
Well good. Cause we gon' get it tonight. Got drops.
Got coops.
Got trucks.
Got G's.
Alright. And we gon' take a ride tonight. So mom.
What's up?
Let's slide.
Alright.
Alright. And we gon' get it on tonight.
2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes.
Darling, I'm on my way home, calling from a payphone. I'm rolling like a stone, I'll meet my maker when that day comes. For now I'm getting day drunk, this car go fast, let's race some. Done fuck this money off, but I don't kiss and tell, can't say nothing. And I've been on them drugs, hope my mama still gon' pray for me. I know I'm fucking up, baby, will you wait for me? I fucking hate you, I can't change you. And no matter what I do, I still can't save you. It took a long time, but this my breakthrough. So many nights, it's me and God I pray through. I fucking hate you, I can't change you. And no matter what I do, I still can't save you. It took a long time, but this my breakthrough. So many nights, it's me and God I pray through.
I used to pray for the shit right here. Nah, this shit is really my life. I used to be walking to work just to pick up a check. Now we all out of state catching flights. You wouldn't believe all the shit that I seen. I had to turn on my wrongs and the rights. But I'd be lying if I said I ain't hate this bitch. You can't turn no slut to a wife. And I can't save no hoe that don't wanna be safe. You be doing that shit to yourself. And you don't even know you was pushing away the one person person that was really right there trying to help. And I guess that you didn't notice that I was right there on the edge, ready to jump all along.
Yo.
And I ain't got time for a bitch who don't know what she want. Call me Mr. Just leave her alone.
What's going on? It's been a little minute, huh? Von Beardo, what's up, brother? Lauren Lou, Crab Life, what's up? Tana Rostafur, I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome in. What's going on, everyone? Let me close this out. I literally, as I clicked stream, I went downstairs. To grab a water, and I found this on the floor, and I found another one of these on the floor this morning, right? And I was like, what the fuck is that? Sorry, I can't show it to you for too long because I'm getting text messages right now, but I literally thought it was like a hard turd. Well, yesterday I gave Sadie a couple carrots, and hold on a second. Somebody just said something. Where's Shenny Lives? Somebody's saying that Wookie is a mod for Shani right now. What was this? Okay, hang on. Okay, no. So we're going to go over the Wookie interview stream, and basically I just got some evidence to disprove something that she said. So Wookie said that she started talking to Rev and Jason in October. And there's evidence of her being a mod for Shani in her chat of April of last year. And if you remember, I did a live stream downstairs the other day, and I was just a quick live stream, and I was saying how I don't believe that Wookie has only been around since October, and I also don't believe that she was never friends with Shani, because I remember her being very cool with Shani, like more with Shani first than Jason. And she was painting the picture that she was only ever friends with Rev. She never got along with Shani, and she's only been talking to them since October. We're going to go over Von's live stream here, but what I will say is, do I think she's a good lady? Yeah, she sounds like she might be a good lady, but there's just some things that I heard in there that are not true. I'm literally drinking Pedialyte. I got Pedialyte, liquid Advil, and Hall's on deck. Sick as fuck. My throat is raw as a motherfucker. Yeah. But I needed to get this stream done. I was not going to cancel it because I have not gotten a good stream in like over a week, so I'm here. Laura Lou, let me get through the chat. I want to get into shoes. Vaughn, you want to get into shoes? What size are you? I probably got a bunch of pairs you can buy. The Crab Life, howdy y'all. I'm at the dog park right now. I won't be very active until I get home in a bit. Crab Life, not a problem at all. Thank you for stopping by. So much to catch up on, and they just posted 2 new videos today. Crab Life, yeah. So we're going to go over those videos probably first, and then we're going to bounce over to the Wookiee thing. I did intend to want to stream for 3 hours today, but if I reach the 2-hour mark and I'm starting to feel like absolute dog shit, I might have to get off at 2 hours. All right. Yeah, so we're going to catch up on some of the best stuff. Laura Lou, hello. Von Beardo. Marcia Jones, what's going on? Katie Haller, 4502, hello. Welcome in. Laura I6Z1G. Welcome in, Laura. I hope you've been well. Bitch with Dogs says, way longer. She's an absolute liar. She was a weird attention-seeking wacko. Defended them even to the child neglect and abuse in her chat. Maybe that's why I'm not ready to write her off and say she's an attention-seeking wacko as of yet. I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just saying I want to form my opinion based off of what I see before I preform my opinion. But what I will say is there are things that are not adding up from the jump. Vaughn says... By the way, Von Beardo's in the chat right now. So if you want to definitely subscribe to Von Beardo in the chat. I know we don't have probably not going to have a lot of viewers here right now. BG went live like an hour ago, and he's literally covering the same thing that I was going to cover. And I said, fuck it, I'm going live anyways because I'm not going to have time to stream really for the rest of this week. I think that but Vaughn said, I think that some people caught some of the stuff that wasn't factual. I was shown some things. Right, so Vaughn was shown some things that contradicted what she said. Pink Stars, welcome in. Aria, what's going on, Aria? I just took the kids out to play for a little bit. I'm just in time. Perfect time. I decided to jump on like a half hour early to get out of here a little bit early because I know I'm kind of like, you know, I'm actually going to take a Advil right now, but I know in like 2.5 hours I'm gonna start crashing pretty hard because I was feeling like absolute shit a couple hours ago, and I started drinking Pedialyte. I took 1 Advil like 2 hours ago, and I've had the cough drops, and I feel like in probably 2.5 hours I'm gonna crash. My throat is raw as fuck. You guys can probably hear it. All right. I want to believe Wookiee had good intentions, but it's hard. But I definitely don't like Deanne Rose. She knew it was wrong to support them. I'm not going to give my opinion on Deanne Rose, but I have no interest in going over that interview. And it has nothing to do with Vaughn or his wife. I'll just say that. Thank you, Aria. Okay. We're going to start with the new Rev stuff, and there was a couple new ones 4 hours ago. We'll start with the new Rev stuff, and then after the Rev stuff, we'll go over to the Wookiee stuff. So, okay, let's see. I haven't seen any of this, by the way. Walk with Rev Homeless Edition. I haven't even said that. Actually, yeah, we're going to start here. No, we're going to start with Need Money Part 2.
So, all right, I was in a tent, and now I'm outside like the Lord was.
Oops.
In the light. He said that, you know, it's written that...
we're allowing HDR, 1080p 60 HDR on a Rev video? What kind of phone are you using now, Rev? It's not just 480 or 720 now?
All the teachings that Jesus did, he did in the sunlight, in the open. Why? Because we're not like the oligarchy, the bullshit, the fucking overlord, reptilian... in cases reptilian, it's not all reptilian. In certain case,
what the fuck is he on about? This is when Rev is going on like this. Is the most boring fucking Rev.
Sorry, I just had a beautiful slice. bigly beautiful slice, folks, of Sheets pizza, which is highly rated. I would rate that at least an 8, maybe a 9.
I don't care what you say. Gas station pizza is shit. I don't care what gas station it is. Gas station pizza is shit.
So I was
It's all
feeling good.
it's all frozen unless you have some special gas station where they make their dough there and, you know, import good cheese and then make their sauce there and then literally spin the dough and make the pizza there. It's frozen shit.
For a second, for a certain reason. And I said to myself, I want to make a video for the folks because it's bullshit. You know what I mean? I want to say thank you to everybody. And yeah, that would include Jules and Frank and all of you guys that, you know, it's like, oh, we don't like each other and we're going to have feuds and then we're going to try and be friends. And then when I say that God told me I should be with Shani, you're going to turn your back on me and treat me like shit again. So, and that's just show business. There's no business like it in the world. That's true. But I look at my beautiful girl here that I love. And I'm glad we're having this experience. I mean, if it has to be with somebody, I'm glad it's, you know, with her. But my main message I wanted known, and the reason really in the beginning was the spark of what made me do this.
Let's take a very fast detour real quick just so we can show. I want to show something. Timestamp is at 4:20. Shout out to this person. 4:20. Hang on, I'm getting it pulled up and then I'm going to show you guys. Okay, there it is. As you can see up top here, this is April 20th, 2025. Shani's title is sorry. God damn it. Shani's title is Happy Easter. Shani's title is Happy Easter. So this is literally 1 year ago. And you can see her right there in the chat. Wookiee Lover with a wrench in Shani's channel. So yeah, the shit of her saying that she's only known Rev and Shani since October. I mean, here's her being wrenched in Shani's chat a year ago. So like literally I was feeling crazy when she had said, I've only known them since October. SoCal Chica, hello, welcome in. When she said, I've only known them since October, I literally was feeling nutty. Like something, I was like, am I just like mixing somebody else up with her? Or, you know, for a while, I wanted to believe what she was saying because she did sound like very genuine. And I'm not saying some of the things that she said can't be true. And that doesn't mean she can't be a good person. But I do think she was kind of exaggerating or embellishing things. If Wookiee was around, I'd love to hear, you know, exactly what she would say as far as the timeline now. You can't really get away with lying on the internet.
Video, and it's rambling as usual. But that's part of what I do, you know. I just want to say that humanity as a whole doesn't really give a trash about homeless people. Sure, the church will do cool things and go out there and say, we'll feed your ass, we'll clothe your ass like Jesus said to do. You dig?
I don't want to hear
But the real rejects, you know.
Beg for money, Jason. We don't want to hear about God.
Somewhere in that, and as it gets bigger, which it always will, because I mean, they're starting to have smartphone, satellite type, crazy internet access in Uganda. And places that are, you know, before you know it, they'll be with the pygmies. And they'll have a 5G tower right in their fucking pineal gland. You know what I mean? Just like us. That's why we're so destroyed, insane in the member.
Grusha, what's going on? We just started. We just started like 15 minutes ago. Yeah, we're just getting into things. Thank you for being here.
Brain, insane, not no brain. Do you know what that song was about? It's MK Ultra, really. At the end of it, that's what that song's about. But it's very much openly telling you it's satanic. That's a satanic song to tell you that we are going to make you insane in your membrane. Do you get that? You see, as I'm saying this, I see a cross. Wow. All right. Wow. all that bullshit she said, it was because we were mad. You know, that shit.
Okay, here we go. Finally, 5 fucking minutes of ranting to get to something.
Dog shit. And Shanny would tell you that. I ain't a PDF and that stuff, though. I'm not a wife-beating asshole. I'm not a... all that bullshit she said, it was because we were mad. You know, that shit, it is what it is. And it came out on the internet, and I feel horrible about it. So actually, I'll probably name this video, I'm sorry Shanny lives. Or she says Shanny lives. I don't know. I think it's Shanny lives. But she's always Shanny for Christ to me.
Speaking of Shanny for Christ, Jason has changed his YouTube name back to Revelation News. It's not JC from Red Hook anymore. Grusher says, there's something strange about somebody who has that much time to talk to someone from the internet on the phone. For the most part, I agree with you. But, you know, being that it's an older woman, I guess I can kind of understand it. You know, if she's older and retired, and that makes me a little bit more understanding. But for the most part, I would agree, Grusha. Marcia says she might be lonely. Who knows? Right, Marcia. SoCal Chick, I've been pretty mad at my husband, but I've never said anything like that about him. Yeah, so true. You know, I can't imagine getting in a fight. Peace, love, and pugs. Welcome in. I'll give you a recap on that in 15 seconds. We'll show Sadie. Thank you for asking. Now I just lost my train of thought. My mind is so scattered right now being sick. Son of a bitch. Yes. Talking about, you know, your significant other. You get in a fight, you know, you can say stuff. Oh, you're a bitch. Oh, fuck you. You're a dickhead. You know, stuff like that happens sometimes, which still isn't right, but tempers flare. But Jason spit in her face multiple times. Jason's told her, who's going to want my dick after being in you? You know, some of the stuff that he said, called her a fat whale, all sorts of shit. How can you go back to somebody after spitting in your face? Or even worse, Jason literally thought he had another woman on the phone and dropped Shanny like that for her. And the only reason why he didn't go was because it was a catfish. And if that was a real woman, Jason would not be around Shanny right now. So, you know, it just shows that Shanny has nothing better. And she's got to take what she can get. Okay, peace, love, and pugs. I'll give you a Sadie update in 1 second. Rosie's Garden, welcome in. Riding Sadie, hello, everything. Wishing everyone an amazing Easter and coming. Thank you, Rosie's Garden. I appreciate that. I hope you have a great upcoming Easter as well. I'll be streaming next weekend. Maybe Easter morning. We'll see how it plays out. Vaughn says, true, it was rough. Alzy, welcome in, Alzy. I hope you've been doing well. Good morning, Ryan. You've run yourself ragged, darling. Yeah, I was working like 7 to 7. And then Friday, thankfully, I got ahead of schedule and knocked out a lot of work. So I was able to take yesterday and today off, which I did not think was going to happen. You know, I still was busy doing shit all day yesterday, even though I didn't have to work. But I didn't have to actually literally work. I was just doing, you know, errands and shit like that instead. Friday was cold as fuck. And I was outside from 7 in the morning till 6:45 p.m. And it was like 32 degrees with like 35-mile-an-hour winds. And I wasn't necessarily dressed very warm because it had been warm. It was like in the 50s or 60s. And I wasn't paying attention to the weather. And then I go out that day and it was cold as hell and heavy wind. So I froze all day. And then I woke up yesterday morning just sick as a dog. It's coming in waves, though. Okay, Sadie update, and then we'll get back to the content. I did remove her chairs because it seems like she doesn't really want to use them anymore. There she is, scratching up my carpet. So Sadie, what you doing, baby? She's actually been doing very good. She got her ear injections. It was a week ago this last Friday. So it's been 9 days since the ear injection. And there was a risk after. So remember I was telling you guys there was a chance she had a ruptured eardrum. And they wanted me to go to the specialist because they wanted them to go in her ears and see if her eardrum was ruptured. By the time I got to the specialist, she said, you know what? We're going to put this medication in either way. It's very rare that the eardrums are ruptured. And I just need you to keep a very close eye on her. If she starts to get worse, come here, baby. Come here. If she starts to get worse, you need to bring her right back immediately the day that she gets worse. And we're going to have to flush her ears out because that means she does have a ruptured eardrum. Man, what are you doing? What are you doing? Ooh, he's a good baby. So I was very anxious for, 72 hours after her getting the injections because I was worried if her eardrum is ruptured, she's going to get worse. And then I'm going to have to take her to the ER. They're going to have to flush her ears out. And we're back at ground zero. Thankfully, we hit day 3 of her after her getting the ear injections, and she started greatly improving. And she started getting more energy again. She started being super playful, and she basically went back to her normal self by day 4 or 5. Right now, the ear injection. Come out here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. Day 4 or 5, she was back to herself, and she's basically back to her full self. The ear injections by day 14 are supposed to 100% obliterate the infection. They're going to do a test again in about 2.5 weeks to check her yeast levels in her ears. If her yeast levels are good, they'll probably give her another injection just to keep her good for another month. And then basically I'll just go back to the vet every 90 to 180 days and have them check her ears for an infection, and she'll have to get the injections every 3 to 6 months, basically for the rest of her life, which is fine with me because the injections are only like $125. Marcia said my vet bill was $2K. It's expensive. Yeah, so the total for everything up to this point, I've spent like $3,800 on the last, just everything about her, for her ears, just shy of $4,000. The good news is, if her eardrum was ruptured, I would still be almost $4,000 deep, and she would need a surgery and possibly a surgery and then possibly more care after a surgery. So we would have quickly been over $10,000 if her eardrum was ruptured. So everything went as best it possibly could, didn't it? Everything went good for you. Yeah. And now we got Sadie better, and now I'm sick, of course. Okay. Oh, pet insurance, because a lot of people have talked about pet insurance, right? So I looked into pet insurance. I basically all but signed her up for a plan. I had everything picked out. Her info was put into their system. Seemed like a very good insurance policy. It was going to be like $120 a month, and that covers unlimited everything. Only a $200 deductible. Every surgery, every appointment, her shots, unlimited amount of money with a $200 deductible. So I was like, okay, hell yeah, like $120 a month, let's do this. On the last page, I start reading some of the fine print in the info they want you to read, and it says prior existing conditions never covered. So I call them and I'm like, hey, okay, I understand that her current ear infection will not be covered. Barry girl, what's going on? Welcome in. I'll catch up with you, the chat, in 1 second. I understand that her current ear infection will not be covered because it's active. I said, however, If I clear up her ear infection and she goes 6, 7, 8 months without having one, will a future ear infection be classified as a prior existing condition? And they said yes. So basically, for the rest of Sadie's life, if I get her insurance, any ear issues will never be covered. So I was like, you know what? Why would I get the insurance? The 90% of Sadie's issues are going to be with her ears for the rest of her life. Why would I pay $120 a month for insurance and have to pay for all the ear infection bills? It doesn't make sense. Rosie's Garden, wishing you a speedy recovery, Sadie, honey. Yeah. These people love you, man. They love you. Wonderful news about Sadie. Yes, I am relieved. I am very relieved. It doesn't matter what our cost is for our fur babies. They're just like our children. We go through anything. I will walk through a fire to prove it any harm to them. Peace, love, and pugs. Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, it was so hard to watch her suffer in pain because they're so innocent. They just don't know what's going on. And for her to be there, be like, you know, groggy and in pain and miserable, and she just has no idea what's going on. I was like, I would rather have this ear infection than her. Berry Girl, welcome in. Even animals with the bloody prior existing condition. Yeah, Aussie, it's fucked. Vaughn, yeah, it is. And the only way, basically, if you want to do insurance, you better get it immediately. You get a puppy at 8, 9 weeks old, put the insurance on them immediately before they have any fucking issues. Berry Girl, sorry, glad to hear she's doing better. Thank you. Meant to say prevent, not proof. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. Peace up. It's like that with kids too. I hate when my girls are sick. I know it's so. I don't have kids, but I can imagine it's similar, if not more, if not harder to see. Okay, let's get back to this because I do want to blitz through. I had insurance since my bulldog was 11 weeks old. Marcia, that's the way to fucking go. I fucked up. I should have got the insurance when I got her at 9 weeks. She was 9 or 10 weeks old or something like that. Should have got the insurance, and I delayed it. I procrastinated because at the time I was working a lot, and I just, and I didn't do it. Now it's too late, so now I just got to pay out of pocket for that shit. Oh, Marcia. See, that's where the fine print matters, Marcia. Marcia said they paid 300 euros out of a 2,000 euro vet bill. So the entry level, let me put my screen up. The entry level policy for the insurance company that I was looking at, it was only like $30 a month. But that's how they fucking get you. It only covered up to like $1,500, and you had like a $750 deductible. So to get $1,500 out of them, you got to give them $750. So basically, for $30 a month, you're only going to get $750 off of a certain surgery or procedure. You have to adjust the stuff like. So $30 a month was entry level. To make the amount unlimited and bring the copay down to $200, it made it go from $30 a month to like $125 a month. So that's how they get you. You have to make sure you're selecting the policy that has unlimited monetary coverage and a low deductible. Okay. Are we sharing this? Boom. Boom. I'm just going to leave it like this because he's not showing anything.
I really wish he would take that name and use it forever because it's a beautiful... If you don't want to keep the old one, then make it Shannon, for Christ. Make it something new. Rebirth name. Shannon, for Christ. Get rid of the Shanny because, man, yeah. That name is what you would now call infamous of YouTube, Shanny. So change that. Be Shannon instead. You're the real Shannon anyway, not that other,
Does anything really happen in I Need Money Part 2? Because so far, this is pretty fucking lame.
Across.
what's been going on with them? All he said. So I've been just hearing things through the grapevine. I haven't necessarily been watching, but from the stuff I've heard, they basically have been in a tent, and basically Jason's done. Let's go back here and look at Jason's channel, so you guys can see. Here's Jason's channel, right? Oops. Here's his newest videos. So 2 days ago is I Need Money Part 1. 2 days ago, I Need Money Part 2. 5 hours ago, I Need Money Part 4. And I Need Money Part 3. Oh, Shanny's in the newest one 5 hours ago. Yes. I think the Shanny peak was it the big thing in this one, but we fully see her grifting. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for in this video, and I'm just gonna skip through to find
and I
that.
just have to ask you. Uh-oh, here it comes. Oh, geez.
I'm just gonna skip through to find Shanny in this video. Sadie, go get it. Go get it. I haven't been on stream in a minute, so she's all over me, wanting me to get off. Here, get it. I actually sat down at my computer the other day to do some work, and I was sitting here. Hey, that's my chair, ma'am. I'm not seeing anywhere in here where Shanny could be shown. Oh, what's this? Number 3, they argue over Ezzy.
And
Okay,
I took the drink, and I was
we're
like, wow, this
going.
makes me
We're
feel
going
good.
to that right now.
And that was it. I drank a little out of my mom's beer until they rotate new material.
You know what? Drader has the goddamn picture of her on his channel. We're just going to go over to Drader's channel. We're going to show her what she looked like. I think Jason accidentally caught her on camera. So, boom, there it is. Instead of me fishing over for this fucking screen grab of her, here it is. Drader's post from a day ago, laying around just like the uncle's house, except in a tent. Ha 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 ha. Cozy, cutes and cozy. So yeah, there's Shanny, just fucking, bro, absolutely homeless, still just laying around. Bro, how can you not want to be getting a job or something? I forgot to pull up my stream elements. So if anybody, okay, just making sure. You guys can pretty much ignore that donation link in the chat now. The channel's monetized, so just ignore that fucking link. I need to remove that. I had that up before the channel got monetized. Okay, so in number 3, they argue over Ezzy. Let's go to that. Oh, number 3. Oh, wait. Number 3 is the first one. Share this tab instead. Boom. Okay. Here's where we get Shanny and Rev. They apparently have no rock bottom. Not losing all their money, not losing their kids, not even being homeless. Aria, amen. Rock bottom for people like this is unfortunately dying. And I really think that Jason is about to go down a very slippery slope of drinking and possibly using other drugs daily, and it's going to take him way lower than he's ever been up until this point. Rosie's Garden, thank you. Grusha, is that a Monster Energy? Why? Right. Why do you need and that was a big Monster Energy, a 24 ounce, the like $6.50 can of Monster. What do you need that much caffeine to lay in a tent for? And again, here's the tent. You can see this is the start of the video we're about to play. This one's better than the one we were watching. The concept of Honegulin 4344, welcome in. The concept of getting a job never occurs to him. He won't even do odd jobs like dog walking, mowing lawns, doing errands, washing cars, etc. He's a complete hobo bum. A fucking men. Like, how could you not want to just like get up and make some money? I've been a hustler since I was like 13 fucking years old. We had a snowblower. My mom had a snowblower at our house. I would always snowblow the driveway every time it snowed. And then I would go around my entire fucking neighborhood and knock on every door that the driveway was not done and tell them like, hey, 20, 30 bucks to snowblow your driveway. At 12, 13, 14 years old, I used to make like 150 bucks in 4 or 5 hours. And I thought I was, well, to me, that was a lot of money when I was 12, 13 years old. I've been fucking hustling since before I was a teenager. These people just don't fucking have it. Barry girl, yup, he basically admitted it already. Sadie, stop being bold. I'm gonna take you for a walk. Let's show Sadie real quick. I'm gonna take you for a walk after this stream. You gotta be patient though, ma'am. You don't get to demand what we're doing right now. Okay? Be a good girl. Be a good girl, please. Hey, Ryan, I hope you feel better fast. Tiffany Palmer, welcome in. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's the laziness. Allsy, yeah, you're right. I mowed lawns at the age of 10 for $5 a lawn. Yeah, right. And it felt fucking amazing, right? It felt amazing. Some people will never get work ethic. You're right, Marcia. Okay, I think I got everyone in the chat. Sadie's being the bestest girl. She's being somewhat good. She's getting a little snappy by barking at me. I don't know if you guys can even hear that, but she's barking here and there trying to get my attention. Eventually, she'll just lay down, but, she's still a puppy, so she's got to be taught things. If I give her attention while she's barking, trying to get my attention, she'll learn that that's a positive behavior because she'll think, oh, if I bark at him, he does something and gives me attention. So I'll do that every time I want his attention. So you just got to fucking ignore them sometimes so they learn. Like right now, she just went and laid down under my desk because I didn't give her attention. So she's being good.
I hit peak narcissism. We could get a shot of that and flash it.
Oof. Oof.
Oh.
Oh, the teeth. The teeth, the teeth, the teeth, the teeth, the teeth.
Flash it.
Are we missing another tooth?
Oh.
First of all, Jason, why would you want to kiss that shit? Oh. Is she missing another tooth? I guess this is something we're going to have to keep an eye on.
And flash it.
Yikes. I don't understand how her bottom teeth stay way more intact than the top ones do.
Oh.
Man.
We got some classic shots, That was a very good deal. But it's good to see Shani feeling somewhat what you would say better.
Jason's teeth look worse than ever. Holy fuck.
From the last time I made a video, who the hell am I looking like now? What?
Oh my God, his teeth. Yo, they're brown. His teeth are fucking brown. I wish I could zoom in on this on my computer. If you guys are watching from a phone and you click the screen and then you pinch your fingers and do this, you can zoom in. Put two fingers on his teeth and then go like that, and it'll zoom in to the area that you pinched on. You'll be able to zoom right in on his fucking teeth right now. Holy hell, they're bad. I couldn't kiss anyone with manky teeth. Yeah, Marcia, same fucking here. He said in 2 videos before the latest one that Shani lost the rest of her front tooth. That was messed up. Really? Oof. She needs to go to the dentist. I was actually talking to Ari about this. And you can die from having like rotting teeth in your head. Like it can cause like heart disease. And maybe not heart disease. Something with your heart. It can make you die though.
The fuck is this look? I I said Woody Harrelson before. What? No, I'm just, I don't know. And I know I'm
This is the
gonna.
weirdest day. It's hot and cold. It's both simultaneously hot and cold.
Well, now it's like actually hot. Ravishing Rick Rude? No. Yeah, I know. Fluffernutters with nipples.
He's gotten,
But
dude's got no fucking muscle on his body.
No, it's going to be in the comments if I.
An uncrustable fluff.
Okay, yeah, sure. No, there. I mean, I got firmness there. I'm happy about. You know. It comes in handy when you're homeless to have biceps and triceps and pectorals for stuff like this. Man,
Oh, dude. Jesus.
manual labor, and it's good to keep light, too. Keep light, meaning body weight, because when you're traversing long distances,
Drops off fast.
well, your stamina is a lot better, and you can go further faster if you're lighter. So, guys, if you're my height, which is like 5'10", even, right? When I'm not in shoes, probably 5'9.5" or some shit. Like,
Yo, he says the most random bullshit ever. If you're lighter and your stamina, you can go faster. Bro, you're living in a goddamn tent. What the fuck are you worried about stamina for? Your teeth are going to look like shanties in 6 months. You've been wearing the same shirt for 2 fucking weeks. You've got not an ounce of muscle on your body because all you do is drink alcohol. You don't take any other substance. I can't even say it right now. Substance. I can't say it. You don't take any nutrients in. And you're worried about being lighter for stamina? Are they showering? Aussie? Who knows? But I would say no. I mean, let's go back and look at Shani's hair real quick. I mean, what I will say, this isn't the dirtiest I've ever. This isn't the most greasy I've ever seen her hair look, but it doesn't look clean. Sustenance, yes, Bella. Bella, welcome in. Chrissy S, welcome in. Thank you, Chrissy. He's worried about her stamina because they have to track through the woods to their tent. Okay. I guess that's what he's gonna bring up here. Shani having stamina to get to through the woods or whatever, while sat next to Bigfoot. Grusher says the tooth rotting can cause heart disease. Same with pets. Yes, exactly, heart disease. So I guess I was right in saying heart disease. I knew that it was something to do with the heart. I didn't know if it was heart disease exactly. As a man, he's difficult to watch. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, drugs will do that to people, restless legs, but it's just homelessness diagnosed by a doctor. I vape a lot. Hope it doesn't stain your teeth. Allsy, I vape for like 6 years straight. Don't believe the bullshit propaganda that's put out about vaping. Yes, anything other than oxygen in your lungs is bad for you, but cigarettes are like 20 times fucking worse for you than cigarettes are. Any other study showing that vaping is worse than cigarettes is truly false propaganda. And I'm not going to get into the details why, but it's a fact.
it comes in
Beauty and Chaos, welcome in.
handy when you're homeless to have biceps and triceps and pectorals for stuff like this. Man,
Oh, dude. Jesus.
manual labor, and it's good to keep light, too. Keep light, meaning body weight, because when you're traversing long distances,
Drops off fast.
well, your stamina is a lot better, and you can go further faster if you're.
Crab life. I agree with you 100%. That's a good statement. Ryan, my only addition to vaping is that if you get black market vapes, you can get vape lung injury, and it sucks. Okay. The problem with people dying a couple years ago was THC carts that came off the black market, and they were laced. I forget what they put in them, but whatever they used to cut it down literally was killing people. which had nothing to do with the nicotine vape market. Also, Bella says 1 5% vape is equal to 1 pack of smokes. So I will also clarify that I am not an advocate for salt nicotine vaping. I am an advocate for free-base nicotine vaping. 3 milligram, 6 milligram, 9 milligram, and 12 milligram, which equals 0.03%, 0.06%, 0.09%, and 0.12%. 5% nicotine is literally 50 milligrams. Nobody should be fucking vaping that much nicotine. It's way too fucking much. And also, salt nicotine is not a natural nicotine. It's a chemically made nicotine in a lab. So if you do vape, I strongly suggest that you vape free-base nicotines. Free-base nicotine is a natural nicotine, not a man-made chemical nicotine. Nicotine salts are made in a lab. They're synthetic. Aussie, most likely you do use salt nic because 75% of people using vape today use salt nic because it's the easiest thing to buy on the gas station market and it's the cheapest thing to buy. It's not the end of the world. It's still it's not the end of the world. It's still much better for you than cigarettes are, but you should really be using 3, 6, 9, 12 milligram free base nicotines. And salt nic, you don't taste the nicotine in there. So you're able to get very high nicotine and then it, gives you a huge fucking buzz. But if you get a free base nicotine, you can taste the nicotine in your juice and it actually adds to the flavor and you don't need nearly as much nicotine because you can feel it. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm not going to rant about vapes too much more. If anybody truly wants to know more about this, message me on Discord. My Discord name is the same name as my YouTube name. But if anybody really needs to know more info on it, I can just message me on Discord.
Lighter. So, guys, if you're my height, which is like 5'10", even, right? When I'm not in shoes, probably 5'9.5" or some shit like that, okay? If you're my height, you should be running.
Yeah, Aussie. There's some places, unfortunately here, yeah, you can get vapes in gas stations, and they basically, here I go ranting about this even more, but yeah, there's some places where it's more regulated than others, Aussie. The real ones know Ryan started as a vape channel before YouTube put a stop to it. She's the guru. Yeah, this used to be a vape review channel. That's where my subscribers came from before I started doing this. And I quit vaping. And that's why I stopped doing vape reviews.
And no more than, look, I'm going to be straight up, 140, okay? If you want to be light and fast like a scout in TF2, which is Team Fortress, amazing game. But I love Shanny, and I wish you would preach the gospel. Ugh.
Yikes.
See?
I want to comment on what he's saying about being light gives you more stamina. You're more agile. You can get up things better. Ooh, you're like a little monkey. Jason, I'm 205 pounds. I guarantee you I will outrun you. I'll outclimb you. I'll outwork you. I'll outlift you. I will anything that comes to athletic maneuvers, whatever. I'm probably 80 pounds heavier than you, maybe even 90 pounds heavier than you. And I will outwork you in any movements whatsoever, and I will have more stamina than you. Just because you're light doesn't mean shit. I'd pay to see Rev do 3 pull-ups, Bella says. Exactly. Bro, you're frail as fuck. Shanny will beat your ass. Come on, man. He comes up with these delusions in his head. Remember when he was like curling the 5-gallon jugs of water and shit? And it's like, bro, that's like fucking 12 pounds. What are you doing? Not 5-gallon, 1-gallon jugs of water. He's like curling it and stuff. It's like 10 pounds. He's acting like I'm gonna do a workout channel and show my workouts. His advice is stupid, right? Exactly. Use a Japanese brand, Aussie. Well, if you have any questions at all, if what you're using works for you, you know, keep using it. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Even if it did make a difference, he's got that 600-pound acre with him. Right, Grusha. Amen.
Like shit.
No, you don't though. What? Are you looking in the same thing that I am? You look great.
Oh, you look like shit.
You're just swollen from your tooth. You look great otherwise.
Oh, here we go.
But people want to hear from you. They're worried about you, actually. I don't look at these cocksucking, you know, cinnamon toast can ideology I have. That, look, if you want to keep half sane, don't, in general, look at your fucking comments. Because you will turn into a mental defective. Look at us.
Bruh, I used to smoke. He's smoking Cheyennes. Look at the Cheyenne.
Defective.
I used to smoke these things when I was 18 years old and didn't have money. Dude's 45. Come on.
Look at us. I'm contemplating the look here. Ethan Hunt? No. What's the guy?
I'm officially less weight than Foodie Beauty.
Well, and then you get...
Did she just say, I'm officially less weight than Foodie Beauty?
Officially.
Ethan Hunt? No. What's the guy?
I'm officially less weight than Foodie Beauty.
Well, what's the guy?
I'm officially less weight than Foodie Beauty.
Well,
it's not 100% certain what she's saying, but I'm pretty certain she's saying, I'm officially less weight than Foodie Beauty. Ma'am, you've been saying this for how long now? You've been ragging on Foodie Beauty, and I'm not going to defend Foodie Beauty. Like I always say, I don't know her that well. The most I've ever watched Foodie Beauty was with you guys on stream a few weeks ago. We watched like 30 minutes of her. That's the most I've ever watched Foodie Beauty in one sitting. So I'm not here to defend her in any shape or way. But you have been ragging on Foodie Beauty for years now because you're fucking jealous that she can at least make some sort of income. I don't know how much. Again, I'm ignorant to it. But she can at least make some sort of income on YouTube. She's not going to, you know, the psych ward every other month and you know, calling the cops on her significant other every few weeks and breaking up with a significant other every few weeks. She doesn't get her cats taken away by the town. She hasn't had 3 separate homes condemned. Like, bro, you will take any fucking way to shit on this woman. When, from what I know Foodie has brought her up before and said shit about her, but the majority, Foodie Beauty doesn't give a fuck about this bitch. Bingo, jealous. Exactly, Chrissy. She does break up with her partner often, but she's in Syria. But he's in Syria. Yeah, Crab Life, actually, now that you mention it, I have heard of that a bunch. But I would venture to say it's probably not nearly as toxic as this relationship. I think Shani has body dysmorphia where she thinks she's skinnier than she is. Aria, you could be right because, you know, that video where she was doing the sit-ups and shit, she's acting like she's lost all this weight. And it's like, bro, we can see you. Usually the first place you lose weight is in your face. So we don't even have to see your whole body. We'll notice in your face that your cheeks are less puffy. You know, your chin will look a little different. Everything will start to look more sharp on your face. You know, your chin will look a little more sharp and things like that. We would see it in your face, ma'am. We're not fucking idiots. I'm shocked that they're still calling out Shane Dawson. Crab Life, yeah, they'll try to grasp onto anyone above them and try to drag themselves up to their level. Foodie just said she's like 360. It's still not a flex. 360. So Shani's claiming, but Foodie's short, right? From what I've been told, Foodie's like 5'2", 5'3". So 360 is big for a short stature. Shani's 5'11". So, you know, I would say Shani's still pushing 450. How dare Foodie not return the shout out money Shani donated. Bella, amen. Foodie isn't any better. She just doesn't have kids to abuse. Berry girl, like I said, yeah, I'm not defending her in any way, but Shani is Shani. Debbie Dawson, 7838, welcome in. Shani needs to show proof because she's a compulsive liar. Yeah, she's never shown her weight one time. Foodie is only 5 foot. 5 to 5 foot. Okay. Yeah, so if she's 300 pounds, you know, Shani's almost a 10 inch. Shani is 10 inches taller than her. So Shani's got to be 450, 500. And at her peak, she might have been 550.
Oh, and then you get the camera roll thing. No, it's a sound effect.
It's a fact.
You know, it goes burring, you know, and that's a big...
And I'm sorry if you guys can hear me with this lozenger in my mouth. I know that's not professional on stream, but they're halls. My throat's all fucked up. It's the only thing that's keeping me able to talk normal right now, so I apologize.
I would even put my bones on it and say I weigh less than Charlie Gold at this point.
Charlie Gold.
I'm not familiar with the current progress of Charlie Gold on her journey, so I don't know.
Let's see who Charlie Gold is.
But I'm sure Charlie looks fine, because Charlie's cool, you know? She was always on the right side with Chantal. She really was. I mean, I'm sorry.
Charlie Gold.
I liked Foodie because Shani liked Foodie, really. I was thinking a lot of the times, like, oh, well, that was an asshole thing to do that she did.
Okay, let's take a little detour real quick. This is the woman that Shani says she is shorter, or sorry, not shorter, skinnier than. Does she have any live streams?
Does. She rolls around in her kitchen.
This lady? Shani is not lighter than this lady. This lady does not look nearly the same build as Shani and Foodie Beauty.
In a filthy ass environment, and there are a lot of times on.
Yeah, you could tell this woman, like Foodie and Shani look like this. And you can tell in the face, in the shoulders, in the arms, that this woman is not on the same level as Foodie and Shani. Okay, let's go back to here. Let me share the screen again. All right, let's get through this video so we can get moving here.
That was an asshole thing she did. But I would just overlook it because, you know, Shani liked her. Whatever. That's Chantal. It's how she is.
My boots are a weapon.
Your boobs are a weapon.
My boots.
Your boots are a weapon. Oh, my God. The Doc Martens, yeah.
These fuckers.
They call them Doc Martens.
These are a weapon.
They are.
And I got them for 50 cents.
That was a good thumbnail.
There we go.
Doc Martens.
Prove that they're Doc Martens.
So, I don't know if I want to talk about my life, because why would I? Seriously, why would I honestly give my life details when I know the majority of the people on here want to hurt me in some way?
Well, they definitely want to hurt me.
No, I know. But I mean, well, if they're hurting you, they're hurting me. So
Speaking of people wanting to hurt him,
that's supposed to...
Did you guys see the video? Do you remember when Jason told the story that he ran into a fan and she gave him like $20 or something at the gas station? Do you guys remember that story? Well, somehow we got video of that. Of the woman that lives in this town and just randomly ran into Rev at the gas station. Let me find that real quick. Courtney Nicole, hello. I hope you've been well. Welcome in.
To be a package deal, and that's how I would like to make a truce and a Christian type deal with you. To just go, like, call the dogs off, the wolves. You know.
Betsy, yes.
We don't need that shit, you know. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing a hymn shirt, okay? His Infernal Majesty, in referencing Lucifer, probably. But in my case, I like him, and I don't believe they're satanic because Billy said so.
Side note, this is very fast. Here it is. Crude AF Frank has the video up. Here it is. Rev meets Betsy.
All right, Rev.
Is your name Rev?
What that?
Rev.
Oh my God, yeah, that's me.
Hi, nice to meet you. I watch you on YouTube.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's an
Let me
honor.
get a picture.
Look at that fucking giant coffee bullshit that he's got for Shanny there. That thing is probably almost 1,000 fucking calories. These people are broke living in a tent, and this bitch is having 1,000 calorie drink.
Yeah, absolutely, if you want. Let's flip it and do it. Can you flip it? Well, you got a video.
Let's watch that one more time so we can see his facial reactions. This is like a shorter, what sounds to be an older woman. And in a nice voice, she says, "Are you Rev?" And look how fucking scared this motherfucker is. So could you imagine if a man pulled up on him, like a regular, I'm not even saying a big dude, I'm just saying a regular dude, 5'10", 175, and was like, "Hey, are you Jason?" Could you imagine? He would probably start running right away. Watch his face here. And remember, we're talking about an older woman who is clearly shorter than him because the camera angle is coming from lower.
Is your name Rev?
Is your name Rev? She just finished saying Rev here.
What the?
Rev.
Ah, why didn't it fucking pause? Look at this guy. Oh, God damn it.
All right, Rev.
Is your name Rev?
What?
I guess you can't use the space bar on shorts to pause and play.
Rev.
Look how scared he is. So imagine if, like, you know, G-Man was actually there to fight him. We know G-Man was there for clout. But if G-Man was actually there to do some harm and G-Man pulled up on him, he would be literally asking for G-Man's forgiveness. "G-Man, I'm sorry I said the N-word online. I didn't mean it, brother. I was just angry." You know that's what would happen. Dude is shaking in his boots with an old woman saying, "Are you Rev?" All right, let's get through this.
So I believe
Lucifer, welcome in. I hope you've been well. G-Man is all talk. Yeah, I agree with that, Lucifer. How much control can Shani have on him now that they have to be outside and be social with other people? There has to be some others in the area that will not like her at all. Bella, that's a good question. And I think that's where we may see things get interesting and where this dynamic may get interesting and where we may get some content out of this. Because for the most part, they're just sitting around doing nothing, you know? So there hasn't been a lot of fun happening in this shit. But Shani pimps and Shani smacking pimps and stuff. We know that was fake, but, you know, I'm just saying, who knows with Shani's big mouth what's going to happen out on these streets. For a second, he was going to, Rosie say, for a second, he thought Rev was going to run. I agree with that. Drugs make you paranoid? Yes. He looked horrified? Yes. I see Jason catching up with Shani. Weight-wise, she can't eat his free food. People might see the homeless are well-fed here in Cali. Debbie, that's a good point. He has put on some weight. Okay, let's get moving on this. Shannon, what's going on, Shannon? Welcome in. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Miss 80. Oh, my God, I didn't get my notification. Sorry. Shannon, no problem. It's probably because I had this scheduled for 2:30, and then literally last minute, I just clicked live at 2 on the dot. So that's probably why the notary didn't go out. So thank you for getting here, Shannon. Appreciate you.
believe that his infernal majesty is Billy. And that in itself is very narcissistic, but that's fine. He's a superstar, so. He calls himself a goth metal god, and I agree with that. Fight me on that. I don't care. You got a bad taste in your mouth with him because of the Ezzy deal, and that's over with, so.
And you guys were right. She was right. She wasn't right that she was AI. No. That was bullshit. It's a real female.
Here we go.
She's cute, actually. She is. Yeah. I told you I'm always going to have a little piece of that there, you know, because it's the only other thing.
Dude, this guy's got no sense of anything. Could you imagine telling your significant other after you guys just got back together because you thought you had another woman that was going to come sweep you off your feet, but it turned out to be a catfish? Could you imagine telling, after getting back together with your significant other, that you'll always have a thing for her? That's fucking wild. He knows what he's doing. Chrissy, you might be right. Rev has a backbone. Yeah, he does. He it comes and goes in waves. This is what will always put a dagger in Shani's Grinch heart. Bella, yes. A little piece of that there. Jesus. Courtney, for real. A fake woman. He'll always have a piece of his heart will always be with a fake woman. What did I say? Here we go at the same time as you, Rosie?
You know? Yeah. But you liked your person, too.
He should
you can't roll your eyes at that because
he should be scared in that small tent with a big ass Shani. I know, right? This is probably a 5-person tent. Shani's taking up a third of it.
It's true, you know. Come on. You actually touched your person. I didn't touch my person at all, ever.
Well, my person didn't have an agenda behind things.
No,
either.
God, there's no agenda.
There's a definite agenda.
No.
To get you away from her.
To get you, yeah.
There's the agenda.
Well, I guess so.
Slut.
She ain't, though.
If Wookie is right, the woman was real and someone used the situation to catfish. Bella, I think that's what happened. I think it was just a woman took some random woman's Instagram photos and, you know, she catfished Jason and catfished Jason. And it's as simple as that. I don't think it was AI or anything like that. Also, something I wanted to clarify. Somebody mentioned that Takedown Man played a role in Ezzy, or that Takedown Man claimed to play a role in Ezzy. I wanted to clarify that because Takedown Man did say, I think in Shani's chat, I was Ezzy, or I played the role of Ezzy. However, I did see Takedown Man in a chat somewhere, not Shani or Jason's, and I asked him, you told Shani you were Ezzy. Was that real? Were you really Ezzy? And he said, no, I was just trolling her. I was trying to rev her up and prove that she was fake. So, Takedown Man has said both. He has said in Shani's chat that he was Ezzy, but then he also said, no, I was just trolling Shani in her chat, that it wasn't really me. So I do believe it probably was not him.
Is though.
No.
And God's going to call you a slut to your face, too.
She, by definition, isn't, because she wanted to say something to me before.
Yeah, and Jesus is going to look you straight in the fucking face and still call you a...
Keep in mind, arguing over a fake woman. A woman that does not exist.
Slut.
It's just inaccurate.
It's totally accurate.
She didn't do nothing wrong.
She did everything wrong, and she knew better.
See, I did the cross, it nullified it. Tom Hanks. That's the deal.
Yeah.
Why is Jason defending her? Because he's still holding out hope that she's going to come pick him up and sweep him off his little feet. Otherwise, he would be ripping her apart and agreeing with her. He's still holding out hope that she's going to come through and take him home.
Let's talk
Wait
shit what
until
she
worse
said.
happens to her.
See, Ezzy was afraid to be known as, quote unquote, the other woman. She was
Yeah, that's because she's a slut.
wrong. She,
Slut, whore, slut, whore.
You see, Charlie might kick
She's a child.
in quick. You know what I mean?
Bella, right.
Sometimes you could just kill a bitch and something could happen. You know?
She'd look awfully pretty if her blood was on a concrete floor.
Well, I mean, see, there you're gonna get a call. I'm
Typical behavior of someone being catfished. Hearing them talk like this on Palm Sunday, whilst claiming to be Christian. Grusha. Right. And this video was uploaded today, right? Yeah, I think, yes, this was 5 hours ago. They haven't even mentioned Palm Sunday.
Video up anyway, because you're dumb to say something like that.
Yeah.
And she don't deserve that shit.
Oh, she does.
No, she don't.
Yeah, she does. She knows what she did, and she knows she's a liar.
She waited 3 years.
And she's a liar. She waited 3 years to lie about how she looked to you. Good job.
No, that was a mistake, and she admit that.
No, that wasn't a mistake. That was quite deliberate of an action, okay? A mistake is, oh my God, I dropped.
Barry girl, you got a good point. I think he holds on to Ezzy because he doesn't want to face the fact that only Shani will settle for him. That you might have a point there. Bella says projection, right? He said a moment ago, she's the only one. He said a moment ago, she's the only other he's ever had. He needs to think he was desirable to someone else. Yes, he needs to think he was desirable to someone else so badly. Amen. Like he could be any dude on the show Catfish, still holding out for hope that not only will the person show up, but that they'll be the same woman in the pictures. Right. Right. Shani, what did you do to Chris with Rev? Karma. Ryan, they use God only when they can use him. Right, exactly, Rosie's. Yeah, they have no, there's nothing that they can manipulate with using Palm Sunday right now. So they have no need to bring God or religion up.
Up the cookies.
No,
it was a deliberate action. And the more you give her excuses, it makes me absolutely sick how you give her excuses when there is no excuse other than she deliberately did this to break us up.
No, that isn't how it went. That's just not the right. It's not.
Yeah, her along with Wookie.
It's just not accurate, any of it. I'm sorry.
Wookie deliberately meddled in our relationship.
No. She had a perspective that I nor agreed with nor disagreed with.
Yeah, well, if I ever heard someone talking about you like that to me on the phone, especially if, and you would never allow me to speak to a man that long on a phone constantly either, first of all.
Jenny, any fucking guy, including the cops that were coming in the house to scream at you guys because they were getting called on you every fucking day. Any fucking semi-handsome male that would come around you would hit on him right in front of Jason. You even said in front of Jason something about, having kids with G-Man or some bullshit like that. He would have been your husband or some crazy shit. So fuck off. If any guy were to contact Shani right now and be like, hey, baby, I got a house, I got a car, I can come get you right now. I got Outback Steakhouse food waiting at home. She'd be like, how long till you're here?
60-year-old man? Yeah, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, I mean, okay. I would, though.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, my God.
I glance at a man the wrong way and you take it seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So don't start with me, okay? There's a lot more to talking than looking at someone.
Mm. I mean, whatever. But the fact of the matter is that if you want to put a narrative on it, then and you're going to swing it negative in her way, then that's just not accurate nor fair to her. That's what I'm saying.
You know what's fair to her is her getting AIDS and ended up being driven over by a car.
Yeah, that's literally just nullified in Christ's name. That's demonic.
You know what Shani's best argument would be? She's fake. Anytime he brings her up, say, you're talking about a fake woman. Doesn't exist. She's part of your imagination. Who are you even talking about? That would be the best burn. But for her to sit there and say, she should get AIDS and she should get this and she meddled in our relationship, you are giving credence to the fucking idea that this was a real woman that wanted Jason.
You're doing right.
Yeah, well, she's going to go to hell for being a whore, so.
She's going to go to hell.
And if you think you're the first man she's done this to, and the first couple she's done this to, I guarantee she's done this to plenty of other couples because that's what she is.
Yeah, and how many how many men did Mary, not a Magdalene, but the other Mary, the prostitute Mary, how many cocks did she suck? And it didn't matter.
And how many times did Jesus say, sin no more?
not once to her before she heard it.
Yeah, well, Jesus would be flipping over tables over this bullshit.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, he would.
It was something that was
Jesus would be flipping over tables. Barry Girl says, my tinfoil hat theory is that Fupa Cheese is the catfish and she's too busy in the LCU and restricted by Keem's NDA, which is why we haven't gotten any Ezzy leaks yet. Could be a good theory. Usually the successful troll will get word out, but this one's crickets. Yeah, it is weird that we haven't heard anything from the catfish, but it could also be that the person realized that they were being kind of dogged by the community for using a real person's Instagram photos when they could have just made fake AI photos. And they used a real woman's photos. A real woman was dragged into the situation and her real life was affected, and she was a younger woman and she was scared over the situation because, you know, imagine not knowing who Jason and Rev are, and then all of a sudden you're getting messages from people from YouTube saying, hey, this guy with brown fucking teeth thinks you're his girlfriend, so what's the deal? The girl was like 20 years old, 19 years old. She was probably scared as fuck. So, you know, it could have been a well-known person, a reactor or a community member or whatever. And maybe they are just too ashamed to come out because they don't want to get dragged for, you know, using a real girl's photos.
It was something deliberate.
Who knows, really, right? I don't think we'll ever find out. As he cuts things off with Rever on the same time Fupa joined the LCU, just saying. Barry Girl, you could have a good theory there. You could have a good theory.
Done to hurt me.
It's a way to put a face to the name. Yeah. Yes, Ryan, that was bad form. Yeah, they could have just with how good AI is today, it's so easy to make. I could literally make a woman's, you know, guys, give me some traits right now that Rev likes in a woman. Like goth, right? Goth. Make me a real life looking woman that is goth, blonde. Okay, Ozzy says blonde. That is okay. Goth, blonde, skinny. Beauty and Chaos is skinny, but it's true though. Yeah, he does want skinny. Thinner than Shanny is always a winner. Tattoos, that's a good one. Tattoos, says Chrissy. Tattoos. Not a torso. Just make a female Rev. Okay, we'll roll with this. Goth, blonde, skinny, tattoos. Loves the band Him. I would put that in, but I don't want to confuse the AI. I was going to... piercings. Okay, I can add it. I already hit send before that, but I was gonna put wearing a Him band t-shirt, but I didn't want to confuse it. Okay, it's loading. SoCal Chica, that is a good point to say young, but I just don't want to type that into my AI. I don't want my AI history to say, make me a real life looking woman and one of the traits be young. Okay, here we go. It was this quick to make a photo. And let me pull up my screen. Look at this. Hang on, let me get it off my AI just so no info on my AI is out. And from here, I could tell my AI to make me 50 more photos of this same girl that is wearing 50 different outfits. Here's what came out. That took me 10 seconds. 10 seconds. That's how easy it would have been to make a to make up a fake woman that isn't some real girl's photos. He was already making his own and having them in his kitchen saying things. Yes, bitch with dogs, exactly. But that looks fake. I think it looks real, but I think it just looks like it's heavily filtered. Okay, let's say people think it's fake. It looks fake. Let's say this. Put a normal outfit on her so she's not wearing like some like, you know, lingerie looking shit. Let's see what comes out from here. Just 1 second, it's loading. Oh, it automatically is saying Gothic with Nirvana vibe. Just the traits I put in, it's adding Nirvana vibe. Okay. I mean, I don't think that looks fake. It looks like it has a filter on it. I'm scared of AI. Yeah, AI is... Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. I mean... They overestimated Jason's intelligence. See, they didn't have to use a real woman's face. And Lucifer thinks it looks fake. He was in a true AI psychosis, in my opinion. Bitch with dogs. Yeah, that was a pretty scary time. With the substances Rev is on, he will think it's real. But Rev is an idiot. He wouldn't be able to tell. Rev was in love with an AI version of himself who had too many hands and one of them detached, and he would have fallen for anything. Right. You have that shirt. Whatever Rev's using, he'll think it's real. Rev wouldn't notice anyway. He wants to believe. Nirvana, I have that t-shirt. I think the girl who catfished him with the girl's pictures were filtered too. Yeah, I think that girl was like an Instagram model or whatever.
Well, from some of their perspective.
No, it's everything. I wanted to get you away from her. I wanted you to get away from her. It was deliberate to hurt me.
Okay, but Ezzy was a fan of yours.
She ain't no fucking fan of mine. She's a fucking bitch, a fucking whore, and I hope you die 1,000 times over.
Yeah, you're just mentally ill to say it.
You really want to be broken up, don't you?
No.
Yeah, well, keep sticking up for her.
Well, you're being an asshole.
No, I'm not.
Okay. There could be a poll in the comments if she's being an asshole or not.
Oh, so you're going to put 10 people against us?
No.
Oh, I know.
No,
I know. What you did was right and correct thing to do to me.
Jesus Christ. No, I didn't say that. I said the opposite. That I did bullshit.
Yeah. Well, that means they did bullshit too, because they were part of the problem.
No, that wasn't her intention with the email to me.
I'm in love with you.
Simply Christo, welcome in. We're almost at the end of this one. We have another new one to go over after this. They did not go live. These were videos that Jason uploaded today.
No, it wasn't.
Whatever, you catfishing bitch whore.
It literally wasn't anything like that, the email. It was like...
I hope you get taught such a serious fucking lesson that you'll never, ever, ever, ever try to fuck with someone ever again. Because trust me, honey, if you ever come near him, I will kill you. I will murder your ass. Put that on the internet.
Well, that's definitely going on the internet.
Put that on the internet now.
And it's now 18 plus. I don't care. I'm going to let it
Yeah.
And again, this is just contributing to Jason's delusion that it was a real girl. You know, when Jason thinks of Ezzy, he 100%, even though he already admitted that the photos of Ezzy were not the girl he was speaking to, when he says Ezzy, in his mind, he is picturing the photos that he was shown.
She wants it on there, so it'll be on there.
Yeah, put that on the internet. I will murder your ass. And I'll make...
Okay.
I'll make sure we live in Texas, so it's legal.
Let's see. Can we see any items here? Just see.
I'll make sure we live in Texas.
Just see if we can see what they have in this tent. It's just a real quick look, and then we're going to the next video.
So it's legal.
Okay. We have a Coke bottle with a bunch of cigarettes, and that's all we can see, unfortunately. Warts.
You know who we are, right? We're fucking Mickey and Mallory. So take two. It's Mickey and Mallory here from Natural Born Killers. How you doing?
No, it's Shanny. He's really pissed off that you did that to me. And I'm sick of hearing her name.
I told you to have to deal with that because I did have.
I have to deal with all the fucking shit you've done to me, Ray. I have to just deal with it.
He's gonna end it.
Yeah, you can't just shut your goddamn mouth for once.
The others, no,
this is
that's
bullshit.
Oh, she ended it. She reached over and she ended it. Okay, that was part 3, and we have part 4 here as well. That was almost 15 minutes. This next one is 6 minutes.
It's no bullshit. You know? I told you that next to my mom, like, you're the number one that's ever been in my life. And I mean that now, still. And that's why that person was just a fucking stub toe. Yeah. Absolutely. And I give you...
He's changing his narrative. So the camera shut off. Shanny shut it off. And then he gets the phone back, and now he's starting the video again. He just said in the last one, I told you I would always have a thing for... And he didn't even say her name, but he was trying to say I would always have a thing for Ezzy. There's always going to be a place in his heart for Ezzy. And now he's saying that was like a, you know, a stub toe thing. Like it was just a blip in the map, like an accident, a mistake. He looks like he got hit in the face. Okay, we're going to try to see what his face looks like. I would be so weirded out if a guy told me that next to his mom, he never felt more attached to somebody. Courtney, that is a good point. That is weird. A significant other relationship and a mother-son relationship should be totally different. He's placating her. Exactly, Bella. He caught the harms. Let's see if we can see his face here.
On her on that she won't come up anymore. That's right. Because like she said, she's closing that chapter on...
That eye does look like it's
life,
black.
And I agree. That's the perfect thing to do.
Okay, 1 second. Let me pull up the other video on another tab here. The one we just watched. Let's pull that up. And yeah, Bella, the first thing I thought was maybe he had been crying. Let's see. Maybe he pretended to cry to manipulate her or whatever.
All right, I hit peak narcissism.
Okay, pause this. It's hard to say really if we'll keep an eye on this throughout the video, but it's hard to say if, yeah, because his eyes do look a little black here, like he hasn't been sleeping much. Well, not right there. They don't look black. The one doesn't look black. It does have like a black bag under it here. So I'm not 100% sold that he has a black eye, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll go back over here. You can see, I think maybe he just has been drinking and he's dirty as fuck and hasn't been sleeping very much.
Yeah. Now I'm just someone that you used to know, you know? You're doing what
I put down that whole 34-ounce Pedialyte. It's definitely helping me feel more hydrated. I drink a lot of water, but, you know, for some reason with being sick, the water wasn't doing it, and I was still pissing yellow. So Drink that Pedialyte. I think it's making me feel better with the combination of water. Anita LaPan. Good afternoon, Ray. Welcome in. Thank you for being here, Anita. One of these two need to go to jail for a year, or else this is going to end up violent and messy. Shannon, that is another possibility that could happen. You know, Shani has huge anger issues, and she definitely blacks out. Because if she's willing to act the way she is on camera, imagine how she'll act off of camera. Barry Girl, thank you so much for saying like the stream, y'all. Yeah, everyone, please click the like button if you don't mind. Thank you all for being here. Jason is definitely going for the 1996 train spotting heroin chick. Laura Lou says, I'm behind. Guessing these are new. Yes, they are new. The one we just watched that was 15 minutes was new, and this one is the second part to that. Anita, hope you feel better soon. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Undead Ramen, what's going on? Welcome in. Zach couldn't escape Jason when he'd go good night, so finally that would be real karma. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's roll with this because I do want to go over the Wookiee, the Von Beardo Wookiee stream.
A wife that loves their husband would do. That's what you're doing.
The real question is, where is Shani pooping? There's probably a bucket right outside the tent. Squat on any space, I'm betting.
Your territory is threatened, you act. Straight up. And males, of course, do that too, but
where is it? The last time these two made me this nervous was when they were driving on the train tracks live. I saw that happening and felt imminent doom. I feel that way in the Tent Saga. So Crab Life has a very spooked, or the spooked isn't the right word, just a dark feeling watching this Tent Saga that something bad is going to happen, or they're going to, Shani or Jason is going to do something bad to the other. And I don't disagree with having that feeling. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see how things play out.
With us, sometimes it ends up in murder, which is not cool,
Wait, what?
Tori is threatened, you act.
Impending doom, yes.
Straight up. And males,
Thank you, Ozzy. That's what I was looking for.
Of course, do that too, but with us, sometimes it ends up in murder, which is not cool, A guy straight up will go from the most pacifist motherfucker you could imagine into a raving lunatic at the sight of his fucking wife bent over on the counter in his own home. He will turn into Tyson on fucking PCP.
Bro.
Yep. And it's justified, completely, which is why that whole Tommy thing, not good for me at all. And it showed me, well, you think you're a really good guy. Well, look, you do this to her. Wow. That's the devil right there. He put himself right in my heart. Yeah, he did. And it started with this depression thing. That a spiral of Shannon and me at the same time, a spiraling depression. Yeah. I think you would be fine. In the long term, I'm the one that drops dead on the street. You will find a way because you're very like that to keep going.
What?
I would be the poor puppy dog on the side of the street that goes, Mommy, Mommy, where's my puppy chow? And there's no puppy chow and the puppy fucking dies. Like, that's me. So, and that's just the truth and it's fucked, But it's a consequence of being privileged.
And that's just very straight up, as honest as I could be, being privileged. Because there's a kid out here, Rich, that literally like has lived probably 17 of my lives with the amount of shit and banging and, you know, all of that good stuff that kids do and everything else.
Jason,
like deeply spiritual,
what do you mean you've had sex with one woman in your life and it's Shamu?
Norse pagan type shit. And it's like, holy shit. Like, wow. You know, he was the one that helped me understand how to do a tent, and now I could take the motherfucker down and pretty much understand how to do it, you know. But that's like a father figure, and he's half my age, so it's like, yeah, I was extremely fucking sheltered to a point of fucking almost crippling whatever. Yeah, you're the opposite. So she could go in a tent and be like, oh, fuck, okay, I was here before. That ain't my experience, to say the least.
This is boring shit.
My experience was like blocked.
Kathy, what's going on, Kathy? Welcome in. I hope you've been having a good day. Jason's family was in middle class at best. That is not a privileged neighborhood that he's from. SoCal, Chica, yeah, you're right. Give me a minute, guys. I'll catch up with the chat. I just want to get through this so that we can move on to the Wookiee stream.
Buster every night, you know. And oh, by the way, Ma, could we go to Top Dog from like 8 p.m. to like closing? Yeah, sure. You know. Hey, Ma, let's go to Mark II Family Restaurant, and they had the absolute best strawberry shortcake sundaes. 12 midnight. Hey, Ma, what do you think? Yeah, let's go right now. Like, that's what I grew up with. Spoiled, shitless fucking dog shit. And that's, I call it dog shit now, because it stunts you. It stunts you. Yeah, only kid syndrome. Everything becomes about you, yeah. No, obviously. Man, that's some very heavy introspection. And I'll probably cut this here and let this be the couple uploads. It's going to be I Need Money number 3 and I Need Money number 4. Peace and Maranatha deal. Jesus is coming. You hear the wind speak.
God, that was... I wish we didn't even fucking watch that. Okay. Here we are over here. Von Beardo's channel. If you search right here is how you spell it, where I'm highlighting. VONBEARDO, no spaces. Von Beardo. Vonnie B. This is where this interview took place with Wookiee Lover. And he absolutely crushed it with this interview. And I don't know if Von is still in here, but is this intro song just like a copyright-free intro song? Because this intro song has such a good vibe.
I'm sorry, but thank y'all for the...
Okay, we're gonna...
Yeah, this is
nice to finally hear you.
All right, here we are. We got Wookiee on panel. We're going to get rid of the chat. We're going to pull this full screen. Actually, you know what? I should probably just... I'll make me bigger. Because you're not going to be able to see anybody anyways. Oops, let me do this. You're not going to be able to see anyone. There's no cameras on anyways. We'll put it in playback speed 1.25, and we'll speed it up and slow it down as needed. No, it's very much a copyrighted song. What song is that, Von Beardo? He's counting Rubber Mary. Oh my God, great band name. Okay. Also, Miss Beardo is Birdo from Mario Bros. Next to Von's rooster. I mean, that is an absolute compliment. Sam Fender, people watching. Okay, I'm going to have to search that song. That's a chill sounding song. Good vibes. All right, here we go. Wookiee Lover up on panel. interview. Let's do it. And this is like an hour and a half long. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a voice to the name.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to talk to you again. We talked a little bit last night just to try and test the software and see how it worked and stuff. But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of questions that I don't get to. So like I said, I'm sure at the end we'll open it up to people in chat. But
I'm going to try to help him if you
Yeah,
have a
'cause I'm-
question in here that you'd like.
yeah, Stevie doesn't really know a whole lot about Shani and Rev. Or
Enjoying this beautiful Missouri weather, recovering from knee surgery. You're live exactly what I need. Kathy, I don't know if you're being sarcastic about the weather, but I hope the weather is nice for you. Also, I hope that your recovery goes as smooth as possible. Knee surgery, anything with the knee is not fun at all. So yeah, I hope it goes as smooth as possible. And if you just got in here, when we finish this, you can scrub back an hour and watch the beginning over if you're bored. So thank you for being here.
she has
I mean,
really no idea about.
I'm mid.
And just in case anyone doesn't know, the one woman talking is Von's wife, and then the other woman is Wookiee Lover. So the one woman is Von's wife. She is not involved in the community like us weirdos are. She comes up on, from my understanding at least, Von, correct me if I'm wrong at all. From my understanding, the only real involvement she has with the community is the handful of times she'll come up on Von's panel, and she just kind of, wades her through whatever is currently going on Von's panel at that time. So she knows a little bit, but not nearly as much as us assholes. So yeah.
Just what I tell you. Right?
I'm not all up in it.
So Von just said in the chat that my wife Stevie, she's a therapist, so she just has a mental health perspective sometimes. Yeah, and just to be clear, she did not attempt to diagnose anybody. She just talking about internet shit.
Like most people, like it doesn't make or break my day if they go on or don't. You know,
I'm obsessed though. I can't
Kind
stop
of.
watching.
You know what's funny? Me either. I
Yeah,
care.
right. But you know what? I do want to say this. I don't know if there's a lot of people in chat, and it just seems that maybe you may not be familiar with Von's channel, but
Crab life, I like that. In a trial, you're judged by a jury of your peers. I like the idea of having an informed interviewer with an unbiased one as well. Yeah, I like that as well, Crab life. And Von says, yeah, that's right. No diagnosis. Entertainment purposes only. Oh, it's 70 there? Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it, Kathy. It is a little chilly here, but it's going to be almost 70 here tomorrow. He had a meniscus root repair surgery. Definitely rough. Oof. My mom had a meniscus issue, I think, some years back. But I hope it went smooth for you and you're on the mend.
we're really respectful of people, and I just don't want anything. You can have your feelings, that's fine, but we don't want to project that on to anybody because we're all human, and there's way more that unites us than divides us, and we want to focus on that. So I just want to make sure that everybody is respectful, and we have some really good moderators. So
yeah, we know y'all don't all like each other. I have a
and that's okay.
mixed group, so y'all just be chill.
we're gonna be
You know the deal.
respectful.
You know how it
Yeah.
goes. Anyway, I guess we'll just dive into it. Like, how did you first come across Shani and Rev? Like, what was your entryway into the world
So-
of Shani and Rev?
I've been watching Shani since the great debate days. So
Wow.
way back when with Steve McRae, when they had that debate channel, and she was an atheist of all things.
Okay. I forgot that she said this. So right now she's saying, I've been watching Shani since the great debate days. So that was like 6, 7, 8 years ago.
And
So
that's
you
how
remember
long-
when she was an atheist?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So she's saying she remembers when Shani was an atheist.
So you knew about Shani before Rev, I assume? Was
Yep.
Rev a part of
Yep.
the same?
No, back then, no. And then it was like everything happened so fast. It was
Kathy, this was about 10 days ago. This was about 10 days ago. And Wookiee's going to go on to later say she's only known Shani and Rev since October.
it's like she found out he had money, and then all of a sudden changed her religion, and there you go. Showed
Quick
up
as
at his
that,
door.
right? So does that mean that you know G-Man? Is G-Man from the Great Debate?
G-Man is, I know him, but not. He's
Not
a
so much.
weird. He's a weird guy. I don't know
You
him
telling me.
like that. Yeah. I've never
He's
actually
showing
talked
his
to
weirdness
him.
a lot lately.
I think Rev hasn't been sober enough to kind of find out who he is. Does that make sense?
Yes, it absolutely does.
I
And
think that he wants to do good and have a good heart and all these things, but his
Mhm.
actions and his words kind of don't match up, and a lot of that has to do with substances.
I know this is about Wookiee, but that was a good point. Rev hasn't been sober long enough to figure out who he was, is what Von's wife Stevie just said. I have been sober for a little over 8 years, and it took me a very long time to learn myself, right? I would say the first year was just kind of like everything was just life, just fucking hitting you in the face, and you're stretched every which way trying to figure out what's wrong, what's right, what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right. I would say it wasn't until, for me, everyone's different. Everybody's different, right? And I was also younger. So I was like 25 years old when I got sober. So, you know, when people that are 40, when they get sober, they probably would have been more mature than I was when I got sober. So everyone's path is different. For me, it took me like 3 years before I started to figure myself out. And I wouldn't say I didn't get to where I'm at until about 4 to 5 years in. And to this fucking day, you know, a little over 8 years sober, I'm still learning shit. I'm still developing in certain aspects and ways. One of the things that I love to live by is once you feel like you've got it all figured out, and once you feel like you know everything, you cannot grow anymore. You are permanently stunted if you feel like you know everything. And there is no more room for growth. So I don't care if you're 20 years sober, you know, you're still learning who you are. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Jason definitely has not been sober long enough to figure out who the fuck he is as a man. And that's why he seems like he's a child. Crap, like Reverend Ryan, appreciate it. Kathy, thank you. I think it can be said about growing and maturing in general, even without substance. Right, Courtney. And that's where the lines get blurred, because it's the same way about regular life with people who aren't sober. You still are learning things when you're 40 fucking years old and you're still maturing. Barry Girl, I'm 47. We never stop learning, kiddo. There's always more to know and experience, and being open to that will take you far. Exactly, Barry Girl. So that applies in recovery or regular life as well. Yeah, it's like 10 years and we might have a clue in recovery. The maladjusted ego is so problematic. Yes, it is. I'm going to try to keep up with everyone's comments, but I'm definitely going to miss some because I really want to get through this.
Yep. He has these moments of clarity. He has these moments of clarity when you're talking to him, when he's not around Shannon, that he's normal, which, you know, and none of our conversations were weird. He didn't talk to me about weird shit. You know, He was normal. Yeah.
He didn't tell you.
Ballsy, yes. I have broken many bones in my lifetime on, motorcycles, dirt bikes, skateboarding, other shit. I've broken like 15 bones. And I was prescribed oxys multiple occasions, started with the pills, the normal story, graduated to heroin. At the last year to 2 years of my addiction, I was doing heroin and I was taking Xanax together. And pretty much anything I could get my hands on. I would drink alcohol to, enhance the drugs I was taking. So those were my two main drugs of choices, heroin and Xanax. But I would drink alcohol. I would take other substances just because they were there. Thank you, Berry Girl. Ryan went on No Dose Benders. Something that both Wookie and Deanne have in common is that they both felt like they could save or help Jason. Courtney, that's a good point. Allsy, short answer, yes. I'm not gonna sit here and glorify it, but the short answer is yes, for sure.
About his Kitty Dooms project or
I didn't
anything
have
like that?
no Kitty Doom shit. I didn't have to hear about Tento. I didn't see any wiener pictures.
Nothing in life should feel as good as some drugs do, and that's why they're fucked.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. It was
Good
like
for you.
it was very much like mom energy and then demented kid that's fucked up kind of thing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if he was my kid, I would have smacked him in the head a long time ago. So,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to try.
No.
You know, he
Yeah,
just
he's
wants to
completely
have somebody
unmotivated.
take care of him. And you
Yeah.
know, when you're 40 and your parents are gone, you have to take care of yourself.
True,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's
Hi,
time to
baby.
step up your game at that point. That's really the. I don't have any hope for him doing anything different, especially at this point. Watching him, the little bit we've watched him as a homeless person, he doesn't seem to have any motivation to.
No.
Yeah, Allsy, of course. I'm an open book with my recovery because if I could help somebody, being open could help somebody. So that's why. And also, when I talk about it freely and openly, it doesn't make it feel like a secret. And it also keeps everything fresh for me, which fresh in the aspect of you never want to forget where you came from. Because if you do, it's very easy to revert if you forget how bad the times were. So glad Ryan persevered and now we get to all the fun here. Thank you, Crab Life. Holy shit, dude. Thank God you made it out of death grip of that heroin. I mean that sincerely. Thank you, Courtney. Yeah, I should be dead. I should absolutely be dead. Can I ask another question about your very early recovery? Simply Krista, yeah. What's your question? So many people find themselves on this path following a big surgery and becoming addicted to opiates based on medication. So I hear of people who pick up the needle at age 50 with no prior issues. Yeah, it doesn't discriminate. Age, creed, your wealth, none of it. It does not discriminate at all.
Drive.
Figure
No.
anything out.
No,
so.
because when he became
sad.
homeless, that was now his new identity, his new personality.
Right.
You know, and he just was like going to hang out with the guys under the bridge and drink and do whatever, and you know, that's all he cared about. And it was
You know what, Wookie? I'm so interested in I'm just interested in how you came across. I was talking to Vaughn and I was telling him
How
with
did
people
this
that
happen?
don't.
How did this happen?
Yeah, well, I mean, with people that aren't they're not. They have compassion and they have empathy for people, and they come across something like this online. Your first thought, well, okay, I won't say for everybody, but most people would be would want to help or want to understand what's
Yeah.
going on,
Yeah.
So I'm interested in your story and how
So-
you got into it.
So, okay, let's go back. So,
Simply Krista said, how did you get through your detox and withdrawal? So, I went to detox fucking, and I've said this before on the channel. I went to detox 8 to 10 times, and that was in a hospital, right? Everyone should have in the United States. Everyone should have a local hospital nearby that they can go and check into, and they'll detox you on medication depending on what you are going to be withdrawing from. I did that 8 to 10 times. Maybe more, and every time I would just get right back out and use because I never wanted to go to a 30-day program. So I wish it was a simple story and I could just say I did this, this, and this, and now I'm scary. I read Ozzy's comment saying wasn't injecting a needle scary, and I said scary. I wish I could just tell a story and it'd be that simple. But what happened with me was I got in trouble with the law. I spent time in jail. I got out. I would relapse. I was on probation. So I ended up going away to 125 days inpatient rehab in New York City. And then after that, I went to a halfway house for 6 months. Sadie is playing with a toy. I don't know if you guys can hear that on the floor or not. So for like 16 months, I was in a outpatient rehab, and I detoxed medically in a hospital, and then halfway house, and then a sober living apartment. I ended up staying sober for almost 2 years, and then I relapsed. For a month, I violated probation, and I sat in jail on that violation for like 4 to 6 months roughly. And then I got out of jail, and I got put on a drug program, which is basically was my last chance. If I were to use drugs, I would have basically went away for a few years. And if I stayed sober, then I would be able to have my freedom. So it was basically like kind of a fake it till you make it type thing. For 2 years, I was so resentful, staying sober, white knuckling it. I detoxed in a jail cell many times. And somewhere around 2 years on that drug program where I was forced to stay sober, my mindset just started to change. And things started to clear up for me mentally. And I started to be like, oh, I want to stay sober. I don't miss the drugs anymore. The life I'm living is actually good. Like, I feel happy now. My natural chemicals in my brain were starting to produce on their own again at a normal level. So I was feeling happiness without drugs. I was sleeping normal again. So basically, it was kind of a fake it till you make it type thing. And I was just forced to stay sober for 2 years on that drug program. And then finally, my brain I started maturing as well as being sober. And I wanted to be sober. I got off probation when I was like three years sober, something like that. And now it's been 8 years total. Oh my God, in jail they don't give you methadone there, eh? No, jail they don't give you shit. You kick just laying on a little mat. You just stay there and lay for 3, 4, 5 days, kicking, not eating shit, barely drinking water. Barry girl, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've come a long way. My mom's happy, to say the least, because she was very fucking worried about me for a long time. Okay, let's get back into this. Okay.
When she was losing her mind and over the Williams stuff, right?
Wait, Simply Krista asked that question. Did she have a follow-up to that? Simply Krista, was there a follow-up to your original question? Let's see here. Battleborn Mama, welcome in. I'm actually a long-term pain patient. I've been on prescription-controlled substances for over a decade. And even I can tell you it's not great if you're using it as prescribed. Yeah, they're rough substances. And for people that have to take them, it's tough. It just is. And Ozzy said, wasn't injecting a needle scary? I was terrified of them. I'm a person that before I started using needles, I got my blood drawn and I passed out because I hated needles so much. The first time this is how much drugs change the chemistry in your brain. The first time I did it, somebody did it for me. I closed my eyes and turned my head the other way. I felt it. I had no fucking problem doing it after that. That's how much these fucking things change your brain chemistry. Does not discriminate at all. My best friend of 40 years since we were 5 suddenly died from an opiate and benzo pill addiction 8 years ago. I'm shattered, still shattered. Shannon, yeah, it's a lot of people will say nasty stuff about it. Thankfully, in today's world, it's become viewed more from a medical stance instead of just saying like, oh, well, that person's a scumbag. And it makes it a little bit easier for people to get help these days. But yeah, people will be nasty about it until it affects them personally and maybe they learn a new perspective. Lucifer says, I got lucky. My body started to reject the meth and made me quit. I physically couldn't do it without getting sick. Wow, I've never heard that before. I mean, I guess that's a good way to get sober. Thank you for sharing. What an inspiration for others. Don't think Reverend Shani will ever get it. You gotta want it, and I don't think they do. Yeah, when people say you have to want it for yourself, that is so fucking true. There's so many corny cliches that they say in the recovery rooms, and I hate hearing them, but they're all so true, unfortunately. Courtney, welcome in. Ryan, I'm truly proud of you. Thank you for sharing your story. My children's dad died from a heroin overdose. Now my boys are completely broken. Courtney, I'm so sorry to hear that. That reminds me of a friend I had. I say had, of course. He had 3 children with a woman. Only one of those children was his biological child. The other 2 children, their father died from an overdose 4 or 5 years earlier. And then my buddy met her. He became the new father to the children who their biological father died from an OD. They had a kid together. They were together for 8-9 years. They're both sober and recovery, both recovery advocates working in the recovery field, counselors, the whole 9. He ended up relapsing. He got sober again. And then she ended up relapsing because maybe when he relapsed, it, just ticked something in her that made her, want to use drugs again. So she ended up relapsing. She ended up fucking dying. Then my buddy was left with all 3 children by himself. And he started using again after she died. And then he died. So the first 2 girls, their biological father died. Their new stepfather that had raised them for like almost 10 years died. And then their mother died. And then the other child that they had together, both that child's parents are dead. So, yeah, drugs, they're fucked. They are absolutely fucked.
And crying and blubbering day after day after day.
Thank you, Kathy.
He had already had my number through Instagram because I had given it to him, like, if you need anything type of deal. And I did not give them a lot of money. I'd be like $20 here, buy cat food, that kind of thing.
Right.
The biggest gift I gave them was a $50 Wegmans gift card for Christmas.
Interesting.
And Grace, she never even thanked me, actually. She is such an ungrateful cow.
She really
and
is.
Manipulator. And he was always I could give him $5 and he'd be grateful. He'd be, oh, everything's
Yeah,
so
he
great.
definitely knows how to say thank you
To
whenever.
schmooze it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's schmoozing it.
I think it's
don't know
partly
if he's,
that for sure.
And
So just kind of speculating here. So that kind of sounded like she said, I could give them $5 and he would be grateful. She just said that, all I would give them is like, a pack of cigarettes. The one time, the biggest thing she ever gave them was a $50 gift certificate to Wegmans, which I'm assuming is like a grocery store or something, or maybe a gas station or something like that. So she's kind of implying that, the most amount of money she gives them at a time is $10, $15 for cigarettes. And, but then she said, I could give them $5 and Rev would be thankful. That sort of makes me feel like that on other occasions she was giving them like a substantial amount, a much higher amount than $5. And again, is that any of my business? Nah, it's not. But it just kind of, maybe she's saying that because she's worried about the backlash from the community of them roasting her, which I could understand that. I'm going to take a leak really quick.
between the 2 of them, he was always the one to reach out to me to say anything, like, like we need this or that. Mostly it was cigarettes. We want cigarettes. Well, whatever. I'll buy you cigarettes. I don't care. Whatever. What is it? $5, $10, And I did. I'd send him money for cigarettes and I don't care. Whatever. I didn't send him anything huge. I didn't give him credit cards. I didn't buy them anything. I did buy Jason shoes when he became homeless. But you know what?
Interesting. Okay.
I buy homeless people shoes. So it's not anything unusual. You know, that's just kind of person I am. Around here, I do that kind of thing around in my own neighborhood. So
I
it
get
didn't
that.
seem
And they do have
unusual.
they have a knack for finding people that are sympathetic to people in
Yeah.
their position. Like they
Yeah.
have a good eye for these people. I don't know if it's just by the amount of people that they approach for help, but they just end up finding these people along the way, or they. I think Shanny's maybe actually pretty good at it.
The
But,
the funny thing is though, is he really never asked me for anything. When she was gone, he never asked me for anything. Not ever.
Interesting.
She was in the hospital. He was so afraid for her to come home, and that was the weirdest thing. So she got taken away for that fake suicide thing or whatever, and
Right.
then he's like codependent. So he was on the phone with me for hours a day because he couldn't be alone. He was afraid to be alone. And I'm like, well, I mean, I have a.
how do you like carve out that much time in your day to talk to him on the phone? That would drive me nuts. I'm just curious. Like,
You know-
or you just have him in your ear all day?
Yep. Just put my earphones in and tilt earphones left and right until it's like I gotta go. You know, I gotta go.
What does he talk about whenever?
Everything.
Do you sit in silence?
So I think she said that she would spend the entire day speaking to him on the phone. That's a lot. That's a lot of time to spend talking to him on the phone. I hate that she had to kind of apologize to help them. Anyone can do with their money what they want. Beauty, I agree with you. I do agree. I'm not gonna defend. I'm not gonna stand up or defend either side. People that are criticizing her, I understand their perspective. I originally had the stance that before this interview happened, you know, I said, to me, it kind of seems like Wookie is probably just an older woman who wants to help people. And I think that narrative is right because she did say things like, you know, if I give a homeless person, or no, she said, when I give homeless people on the street in her community food or money, she doesn't know if they were a child abuser or, you know, stuff like that. So I definitely get that perspective where she's just an older woman who likes to help people. It probably feels good for her to do. And I understand that. And as far as, you know, spending all the time talking on the phone with him or whatever, she does mention that she has a son that is similar in age to Rev, maybe younger or a little younger than a Rev or something. And she says, my son is nothing like Jason. But she could be seeing it from a perspective of like, you know, if this was my son, I would want somebody to try to help him and get him off his ass. Courtney says she touched the poo, plain and simple. She can absolutely do with her money what she pleases, but she also has to understand that people feel strongly about this because of what they've done. Courtney, it's a good fucking point. Trying to fill a void in herself, sometimes we get blinded by our good intentions and stop seeing the bigger picture. Berry girl, it's another good fucking point. So maybe it's not your business, but then why is she doing an interview? SoCal Chica, true. And that's why, you know, beforehand, I wouldn't really ever want to speak on it. You know, I didn't want to speak on Wookie too much. The only speaking on Wookie I would do is when she would come around and put out that she had info about what was going on with Jason when they were MIA for a little bit. But you're absolutely right. Her coming out and doing an interview like this does give people the right to speak on the info.
And that was the thing. So this is where no, I didn't. Yeah, some of it was, you know, he was very, I guess, eager to have somebody to talk to, I guess, and complain about her and whatever. And it, I don't know. It started off as this, like when he first started talking to me, he told me, he called me and he wanted me to be her friend. Okay.
Right.
Her friend. She's going through this shit. Can you be her friend? And I'm like, I don't want you. And then
what era of time was this? Because I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you that. When did you like come into the scene?
October-ish of last year, probably.
Okay.
Somewhere.
So Vaughn asked a great question. When did you come into the scene? at the beginning of the stream, she mentioned how, and let me clarify this. Wookie, if you somehow see this, I don't think you're a bad person. And if I say anything that, you know, hurts your feelings or whatever, I do apologize. I don't mean anything I say is not to, you know, make you feel bad or anything. So she did say at the beginning that she started watching Shanny during the Great Debate times, which was years ago, before Shanny and Rev got together. But now Rev asks, when did you come into the scene? Or sorry, Rev. Von Beardo asks, when did you come into the scene? And she says, October of last year. Von says, I honestly think this was a miscommunication on her part. I think she meant she started talking to them behind the scenes in October. I don't know. I could ask her. Yeah, Von, I do wonder because here's this video, and I'll pull this up again. It is Rev melts down at Shanny. Boom. And yeah. So Steve from the Machete Squad, that's where this video is archived. Steve from the Machete Squad is the channel name. And you can see this video. I showed at the beginning of the stream. I'll show it again. This is a year ago. This was Easter of last year. And Wookie is in Shanny's chat as a mod. So that there she is at least a year ago as a mod for Shanny. And I think later in this interview, she does mention that she was never friends with Shanny, which is strange because if my memory serves me correct, I thought she was closer with Shanny than she was. Hang on, let me reshare this because I don't think it. Oh no, I exited out. Okay, 1 second. If my memory serves me correctly, I thought she was closer to Shanny at first than Jason. You know, you used to hear Shanny talk about Wookie Lover all the time. She used to do that fucking Wookie call and all that cringe shit. Okay.
Her son Will.
Yeah.
Was it around there?
Yeah.
Or before?
So it was right around there. So it was a little bit before because she was doing and that's even the reason I even tuned in. She was reviewing Foodie Beauty stuff and I get a kick out of that. So and that's something that I watch and I'm like, "Oh, they watch this." And then what started everything was they had a goal up for their super chats or whatever.
Can you guys hear the audio on this? My StreamYards keeps saying that it lost audio connection.
Like
can you hear that?
However much money, and I sent them $4.99 in a super chat, and then after that I was a mod. I was a mod after that. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah. All right, a job I don't want, but okay. And then
you can
he'd chat with me here and there, but over like the Venmo app. You know, we didn't really talk to each other. He'd send me messages through the Venmo. And like, if you want to talk to me, use the phone number because I don't look at the Venmo thing unless I'm going to send something. You know, it doesn't come up as hey, you're getting a message because that's weird, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then So again, the October of last year thing, that could have been a miscommunication on her part because she says that she got involved when Shanny was talking about Foodie Beauty. And in the stream I just showed you, which is Shanny talking about Foodie Beauty, that was Easter of last year. So that was a year ago. So maybe it was a miscommunication because she goes on to say, when she was talking about Foodie Beauty, and that was a year ago. But I still feel like she was modding for them before, even longer than a year ago. She was all of October, most of October, she did that Foodie Beauty thing, and then around.
Yes, Berry Girl. She was when she was talking about Foodie Beauty, she was already a mod there.
And somewhere in November, I'm sorry if you can hear my dog squeak and he realizes I'm on the phone and has to make noise. So that's when right after that October Booty Beauty stuff, the William thing started. And to be honest, I had no idea what was even said because I don't watch them. You know what I mean? I don't care about their life. I don't, whatever. I wasn't watching them and I had no idea what it was even about. And I wasn't in the chat any of the days that he had been in there and said stuff. I don't know. And so she was losing her mind. And then that was when he said, he's like, can you call her and be her friend? And I'm like, want to. And then a couple days into it, she's still like that. And he's like, well, can you try? I'm like, all right, I'll try. And I sent you the text exchange that we had of me trying to be her friend. And she told me to fuck off. She told me I was the demon at the end and told me to fuck off. And I'm like, well, that ain't going to work because it's kind of ended how I knew it would because I can tell what kind of person she was just by the little interaction and how she was just an ungrateful bitch. You know, I didn't, whatever. So I said, but if you want to still, if you want to have a friend and we can still talk or whatever, you can vent in your shit or whatever. Yeah, we could talk. And then that just took off like nobody's business because then he was calling me all the time or texting me or whatever. And it wasn't a problem. It was, I looked at it this way. If my son, who I do have a son that's his age, who's not like that at all, okay? If I weren't around anymore and my son was in this relationship with this horrible human being and he couldn't see he was being manipulated, I'd want somebody to help him. You know what I mean? Or talk to him or something. I'd want some, whatever. And that's why.
So, yeah, that is where I kind of do believe that. And Shani does say that Wookie was meddling in the relationship, yada, yada, yada. I do believe that maybe Wookie was trying to get Jason away from Shani for his well-being. But I just kind of feel like the details maybe are a little bit skewed. Yeah, if she was modded then, she was definitely around longer than that. Shani used to get all excited to do that Wookie noise. Yes. And I feel like that Wookie noise goes back at least 2 fucking years. At least 2 years. And people could do research on this by finding, going through the archive channel live streams. She's trying to minimize her end. She's not a good fibber. I feel like she could have actually told us some of the conversations they had given. They would talk for days. I want the tea. Yeah, she didn't want to spill a lot of the tea. The theme is most people don't like it, but you can get past it when people give them money and support, etc. But when they outright lie, then you lose the crowd very fast. Shannon, I agree. I think if she were to come out and just, tell the full truth and be like, yeah, and I did it and I'm not sorry and I'm not supporting them anymore because Jason is still with Shani. I don't think she would get roasted that bad. I think the same people that are going to roast her are going to roast her either fucking way. Barry says, because she's still talking to them.
Felt like you were
There's a good chance of that. Girl, welcome in.
his lifeline.
Kathy, yeah, I think the boys are doing well. I know the older one posts updates once in a while. Yeah, so she says she doesn't watch them. Yeah, she doesn't watch them, which is also not the truth because we have seen her participating in chats with topics and stuff.
It kind of felt a little bit, I don't know, lifeline, but I felt like he needed somebody to talk to. She isolated him from the whole world. You know, he couldn't have any friends or anything. He couldn't talk to anyone. And the second he tried, she dumped the people. Like you see mods leaving left and right just because he became friends with them.
Oh yeah, she's very hypersensitive, especially if any female would talk to him. She was quick to shut that down.
Because the control and the power is threatened then. You know, it's threatened. Any kind of perspective beyond hers could possibly shift or change in him. But you know, I think that's incredibly kind. You know, I'm not inverse in this world.
And just a note, Jason did do a video, I think within days of this live stream happening. He did put a video out saying how sorry he is to Wookie and stuff like that. And that was when Shani apparently went back to the hospital. So either Shani really did go back to the hospital, or he was pretending Shani was gone. And basically he was apologizing to Wookie, basically trying to get Wookie to donate money to him again. So who knows what's going on there now. I just don't see the point of doing an interview if you're going to lie, embellish. That's just me, though. Arya, I think that's how a lot of people feel. I picked up Thien and Ron from her. Good God. I don't want my ears. You stole them. Speaking of ears.
Like a lot of people. And so I kind of have an outsider's perspective on that. And I can understand having a heart like that and wanting to help somebody, you know, and to be an ear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah. And that's
I do
really
that for a
all it
living,
was.
so I get that. And
Yeah.
especially when you live with someone who is
They're
like
never
Shani.
away from each other. They're never
Right.
away from each other.
And so
Like,
you're not
that'll
having
tell
you're not having conversations that are based in reality most.
Uh-oh.
Reach out to somebody who is, you know, like I get that.
Yeah, yeah. And he would tell me, he's like, we can't talk about anything serious ever. Like, she doesn't want to hear anything serious. She doesn't want to hear, you know, she needs help because she'd lose her shit. You know, it's like, oh, clearly she needs help. Clearly she needs help. And
Yeah, I've
he
heard her
did
say
too.
that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I've heard her say that she has like a fear of paperwork, so I'm sure that like extended to any
dumbest thing I've ever
where she
heard.
had to do work to better herself. You know,
Which
so.
is something that she obviously grabbed online because that is a real
Yeah, I think I looked it up,
debilitating thing,
actually.
especially with people that have like ADD, ADHD. But all of these things, they're medals for her to wear around to get what she wants. They're
Oh,
not
yeah.
actual,
Oh, yeah.
you know. If she
Warts.
suffered with a lot of the things, she won't say that she's narcissistic. She won't say she says she has borderline, but she uses it.
Oh, yeah. She shoved that down my throat.
It's not a medal of honor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something that
Yeah.
that people have and they recognize it and they genuinely try.
There's nothing you
every
can do to
day
help it, is
overcome.
what she'd tell me.
Yeah. Well, and that's
There's no
so not true.
medications.
Thank you, Kathy. I love Von's wife's voice. Yeah, it's very soothing, calming. Kitty ears. Thank you, Halsey. I'm going to play this. Put it on normal speed. I'm just going to run downstairs very quickly and let Sadie out really quick. I'm going to put my headphones in so that I'm able to hear what happens. So if I have anything I want to talk about when I get back up, I can talk on it. Take me 2 minutes.
I know.
It's so not true.
The other thing that was funny, and which is where I was like, well, I can kind of relate to her because some of the physical shit that she said she had, I have some of that too, you know? And I'm like, well, I can
Yeah.
relate. And
Do
then
you have fibro?
I don't have fibro, but I have RA and lupus. They're very
Wow.
similar.
My best
Very
friend has
similar.
lupus.
Yeah, it stinks,
Yes.
right? And so but I've been
terrible.
I've been disabled since 2002, but I still work a job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Come on. Sorry, gotta get my dog in the house.
You
Just stand-
still
good.
try to live life. You don't use it as
You
an
have to.
excuse.
You can't just
Right.
be. It's I'm not being.
Yeah,
I'm not
you're,
done
and you're
yet.
not the first. You're not the first person that has been on disability that they've taken advantage of. There was another lady who went by Love Bomb Lisa. The same thing. I mean, they would get this lady for all kinds of stuff. They took like literally her money that she needed for her medication and stuff like that, and just had no.
Oh, you see, I wouldn't do any dumb
qualms
shit
about
like
it.
that.
Yeah, well,
I'm not
I
that.
mean, this
I'm
lady
not
was
like
very
that.
kind to them, and eventually
That's a
just
shame. That sucks
yeah.
because yeah,
Shout out to Lisa.
I
She's
do have
around.
my head on straight. It was like, well, I'll help here and there when I can. And it wasn't a lot, like I said. And
Right. I think maybe people got the opinion that, or the idea that it was a whole lot because he would say stuff like his daily bread whenever he would come
yeah,
to.
I called it that. I always called it that. When I'm
Right.
sending him $10 or whatever, I'm like, here's your daily bread. You know.
When did you realize that Jason was beyond help because he didn't want to help himself? Like, when did you realize that?
After the house got condemned.
Yeah.
And listening to him talk and everything, and actually, oh my God, when we were all witnessing how the house looked, what the hell? These
Right.
people are demented and they live like rats in a hole. And I'm thinking none of that's normal. None of that's normal. If a
Right.
light
We knew it
bulb-
was bad, but then once you got to see it, it was
weren't you shocked
next
to
level.
see that? I know I was. I'm like, people don't sleep with no sheets on their bed and stuff. You know what I mean? And shit in buckets
Right.
and stuff like that. People, call the uncle and have him come, and he would never be honest with the uncle to say, look, the toilet's fucked up. We can't take a shower, but only in one bathroom, and blah blah blah. The house is a shithole, and
Right.
why not tell the uncle? Well, I don't want to bother him. Well, you're bothering him by fucking this house up. I know that, because it's unlivable. Yeah. It's unlivable the way they live there, like raccoons. It was weird. So
yeah, I mean, how do you not figure out how to?
They're like raccoons.
Fix a toilet, like watch a YouTube video. It's just completely unmotivated. I do not understand it.
That's where it was when we started talking about stuff, and he's showing me around the room and everything. And like I said, it was friendly conversation. It wasn't anything weird. And I'm looking around the room, he was a video chatting or whatever. And he's showing me around the room, and I'm thinking, dude, you live like a weirdo. I don't even understand. The dishes are never done. The house is never clean.
Kathy, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Kathy. What if Wookie starts a channel next? It's possible. She'd probably get a lot of viewers on her first couple lives or videos. Wookie talked about herself, personal life more than Shani and Rev because she wanted to talk to Vaughn and his wife.
I have nothing else to do. Why do we live like this? And she was like, well.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm long-winded.
I was just going to ask, maybe because I don't like the timeline. I love timelines because, I just do. So when did you first start talking to Jason? Was it over, you said, Instagram?
Right around Thanksgiving. Oh, so, no. I sent them a message because he kept sending me messages on Venmo, which was weird. And I'm like, if I didn't know how to contact them either. So I'm like, let me just go on Instagram. And then I left him a message saying, look, if you want to talk to me, just use my number instead. It's easier.
So the first time you talked to him ever was through Venmo?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because you had Venmo'd him some money and then he just reached out to you after that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then around Thanksgiving, he reached out and said Shani needs somebody to talk to. And
no, that was prior. So October was when the friend thing started. So he asked me to be her friend, and that didn't work out. And he and I had been a little bit talking here and there until, it was creeping up on Thanksgiving. And then Thanksgiving Day was the day he had enough. He was just like, you know what? I don't.
So, Courtney, the math ain't mathin'. Simply Krista, she's way off on her timeline. What it sort of sounds like to me is prior to October of 2025, Shani and Wookie were no longer friends. They had a falling out. Jason asked Wookie to talk to Shani and be her friend, and it didn't work out, and that's when Shani was nasty to Wookie and didn't want to speak to her anymore because Wookie wasn't giving Shani the coddling answer she wanted. But prior to that, I think she's just leaving out, maybe intentionally, maybe not intentionally. Maybe it's not intentional. I don't know. I'm sure people are going to have their own opinion in the chat, but I'm just saying I don't know. Maybe she's just leaving out that prior to this, Shani and Wookie were friends, and they kind of clashed heads because Wookie was talking to maybe Rev more than Shani, or who knows what occurred. And then Wookie was speaking to Rev a lot more than Shani at this time because Shani didn't want to deal with Wookie anymore. And then that's when October came, and Rev asked Wookie to be Shani's friend. Shani basically told her to fucking take a hike. And, yeah. So maybe that's what, that's sort of what I get from this.
Well, he was mad that she was so ungrateful, and he was going off how he didn't want to be with her anymore and all this stuff. And I've heard this, and I've heard this over the years a lot of times. He gets to a point where he's like, screw this bitch, and I want to leave. But he doesn't have the balls to leave. He's afraid to be alone. And I don't know if he can.
He has a moment of clarity, like you say. He comes up for air for a second and realizes everything is totally ruined.
Yeah, my life stinks.
Because he's let her run it off the rails. I mean, he's got plenty to blame for. I think that, especially what people have find fault in him for is, abusing the kids, which I do too. I don't think there's any coming back from that.
I'm just stepping off camera real quick. I'm right here.
I feel like maybe he wouldn't have been in that position if he hadn't met this evil beast.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, that being said, he's still responsible for it, and he doesn't answer
Absolutely.
and doesn't take responsibility for it.
I,
So you know,
I think that they're, what do they, I don't want to say delusional.
No, you would be correct.
No,
when you
it's,
say
it's
that.
a different, I know that, but it's a, it's a different word. Like they don't realize, not, they realize it's, my brain's gone. I'll think of it later, probably when no one's around.
that's
when,
okay. Before I
you know-
forget, how much? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Crab life, I got you. I'll bring Sadie on before, I promise.
If you were to ballpark how much, like how long this daily bread thing went on, how much would you say it was, like over time, if you could just guess?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest really quickly. I'm just gonna say something that hopefully makes Vaughn laugh, and hopefully doesn't make him mad. There was a stream Vaughn did, and it was when I first found Vaughn. Oh, the Mia stream. That's what it was. The stream Vaughn did on the Mia accounts and stuff. Vaughn goes live. He starts talking about it, and then Stevie, his wife, came on panel. And at the time, I this was the first stream of Vaughn's I ever saw for myself. I had heard the name Vaughn Beardo a bunch, but at the time, I really didn't even know that he streamed. I didn't know anything about him. So somebody said, "Hey, he's doing a stream on this tonight. You got to see it." So I subbed it. That's when I subbed to him, and I. That was the first stream that I consumed of his. I didn't know that Stevie, the other woman we hear on panel, is his wife. And I literally thought she was just, a random, just another random YouTuber. And she came up and she was like, wait, well, I think he probably gets like me and just a little sidetrack and out in left field on stuff sometimes. And she was like, reeling him back in and saying like, hey, well, why are we still talking about that? Like, let's move on to the next thing. Or, she was keeping it, just keeping the train moving forward. And I was like, who the hell is this woman coming up on his panel telling him what to do? Like, and I was like pissed off for him for a little bit. Actually, the whole stream, I was pissed off for him. I'm like, this lady just came up here and took control of the whole goddamn thing. And then literally the next day, someone's like, oh, that's his wife. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. I get it now. Okay. All right.
Over
Just
time,
out of curiosity.
probably a good chunk over time, because those little $5
Right.
and $10
It
add
adds
up.
up.
So maybe for 2 months, probably, and not counting the Christmas thing, maybe $200, maybe.
Okay.
See, it's a lot less than I figured too. So I mean,
Actually, I think it was Arya that told me it's his wife. Arya, I'm pretty sure it was you that said that. No, that's his wife.
it's good to know
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
It's not,
And
like
I
I
just
said,
want to
I'm,
say, one of my good friends has lupus, and she is one of the baddest bees I'll ever know. She gets up, she moms, she's a therapist as well. She is amazing. You wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying?
I
But
think
I know the
those of
struggle has
us-
been real for her.
those
So
of us
that's
who really
amazing
live
that
in,
you do it.
those of us who really live in chronic pain, like for real, you'd never
Yeah.
know. You'd never know. We
Yeah.
hide it. Which is why I think what she's saying is bullshit, because she gets on there and cries and is in pain and dying and whatever. And I'm like, oh, girl, give it a rest. And walk
Is it
walk
wrong
a
that I
day-
find so much joy in that whenever she's on there crying?
It is a little
I kind of did
concerning
too.
for me, but
I kind of did too. And then it became annoying because I'm like looking at her stupid face.
Yeah, I think I've gotten to the point where hearing Shani's crying just annoys me because I'm like, just fucking stop it. We know this is all a fucking act. The only pain that you are possibly in is from you being extremely obese and not doing anything, just laying around on the couch all day, doing nothing. Simply Chris says, lupus is awful. I have it. Lupus is awful. I have it also. Yeah, I know a couple people that have it, and it seems like it's fucking terrible.
And I'm like bothered.
If I understand correctly, there's
So,
days
yeah.
there's days that are perfectly fine, and then there's days where they like struggle to even get out of fucking bed.
So what were your impressions of, so you came in during the time where she was going on and on about her son, William. They were trying to, the initial problem was they were trying to get a computer back from him, that Rev had originally given to him whenever he left the house, and then Rev was trying to
Oh,
get
take
it
it
back from him,
back. Is
claiming
that
it
what
was
that was?
his.
Yeah, I didn't even know what
That's
that
what
was about.
started it, and you know, it just escalated from there. But like, what were your thoughts on it from there? Because I mean, you obviously didn't have any of this backstory to pull from. So were you learning
No.
things about the backstory at all, or were they just filling you in with
So
story?
so then when all that was happening, I really wasn't talking to him on the phone a lot or anything. It was just like the bread thing, and that was it. You know, we weren't really talking about it. And I would call like the one day I called because I'm it was like 3 days already of this crap, and I'm thinking, what the
Mhm.
hell? And I thought, are you guys doing this for the show? Because you know they do fuck shit for their show to make views or whatever. And I'm thinking it's
Right.
because if you're doing that, it's old now, and I don't want to watch it. It's hard to watch.
She cried more over dumb shit than she ever did over the boys. That's what pisses me off. Yeah, it's so sad. She only gets concerned about stuff that has to do with her. Simply Krista said, yep, I'm assuming you're saying that, you know, what I said was accurate, where some days you might not even know you have it, and then some days you can't even fucking get out of bed. Aussie from, I think it's an autoimmune disease. I'm pretty sure it's an autoimmune disease. Oh, yeah. Simply Krista said, yes, it's an autoimmune disease. I might bump up a little bit in this, bump a few minutes ahead.
Well,
said
can I
no.
just? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go
I'm
ahead.
better at talking with people when I can see them, because you know you can see when somebody's about to talk. So I'm sorry if I'm interrupting.
No, it's
but
okay.
The reason
Well,
why I
there's a
brought up
reason
the
I'm hiding my
lupus-
face. You know,
No, you don't want to show
I
your
get
face
it.
around me.
I totally
I'll be
get
doxxed.
it.
I'll be doxxed in 10 seconds.
I'm telling
Totally.
you, some people are
Well,
viciously
like I said, it
cruel.
takes a lot of guts for you to come out here and
Yeah.
talk. I really do appreciate just, you know, getting some behind the scenes perspective on what they were like and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Would you say
I
that,
think it's incredibly
I know you
courageous.
didn't talk to Shanny too much at all behind the scenes or anything. It was mostly through Rev. You said that he was more normal whenever he wasn't on stream. Did you see anything that
When
was
he
like,
wasn't with her.
oh, when he wasn't with her. Okay, I'm
So
sorry.
if he was walking out to when she wasn't around, so if he was walking out to the store to get cigarettes or whatever, normal conversation. And then the second he's around her, he like becomes her. It's really weird. Really
Yeah.
weird.
The reason why I brought up lupus is because it is been studied
Mhm.
that people that have chronic illnesses like that, illnesses that affect, you know,
Autoimmune?
autoimmune. Thank you. I slipped my mind. Sorry, I can't find words either tonight.
Oh,
Wookie.
it's one of them days.
The autoimmune diseases come from, not only come from, but a large population is from people that have been emotionally abused or narcissistically abused over a period. Raising your dad a lot younger than you think, you know, as an alcoholic, there's a role you know.
Put all my training and smarts together, and I'm like, well, I'll just make my own business of being I'm a
Oh my God. This fucking video here in the background. Vaughn's playing this video. Look at this video of them.
put all my training and smarts together, and I'm like, well, I'll just make my own business
Oh
of
my
being
God.
I'm a pet sitter, and I train dogs and I walk dogs. That's my life.
That's
Well,
awesome.
that's awesome. You do what you take
I
your
made
talent,
something
you do
work
what
for
you
me.
can with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I made something work for me. And then when you get the pet sitter me, you get the I have knowledge in the medical field too. So it kind of
Yeah.
makes for good business.
Yeah.
Yo, neither one of them knows what the fuck is going on or what they're doing. That is not how you kiss.
So I have a question. Did Rev ever impress upon you that he was nervous about being kicked out of the house at any point? Did he talk about like the
No.
uncle is pissed off, or
Nope.
Did he never
That
mentioned
came
the
as
uncle
a
or
total
anything?
shock. That he mentioned the uncle, and then when the cousin or whoever on
She's
the
trying to eat him. Ryan, honey, you look tired, honey. Sorry, not to be rude, mommy mode kicking in. Yeah, I need to get some rest. Like I said, yeah, I'm sick. I woke up yesterday really sick. I took and I just dropped my bottle of water, but I've drinking this whole Pedialyte on stream. I've taken I paused at the perfect spot. I've taken 2 liquid gels, and I've had, I don't know, a bunch of these hauls that have been able to keep me talking, and a bottle of water. So that's like 60 fluid ounces of fluid I've thrown down while I'm on here. Give us the Sadie, then go get some rest. I'm gonna shout out to Please Notice Me for the background videos. Okay, I'm gonna have to fucking check them out for future use. I'm gonna go for a few more minutes and then I'll give you guys some Sadie love and then I'm gonna hop off here. I just wanted to stream for a decent amount of time because I'm probably not gonna be able to stream until next weekend. Need some hot water and honey and go to bed. Okay, that sounds like a good plan actually. I'm gonna do some hot water with some salt. Put some salt in it.
Some other person came and said that they got to go because he knew they were going to be kicked out, but he thought that they were only going to kick Shannon out, and they didn't know that the house. Yeah, and I think what happened was the police just got so fed up of going there night after night after night that they went to the uncle because it's all like a little Peckville is like everybody knows everybody kind of town, and the uncle has been living there his whole life, and the police department is somehow related in Reb's family somehow. I don't know. And then he went and had a talk with the uncle. And I'm sure he told him what's happening, or Rev wasn't saying what's happening with the police and shit. And then how the state of the house, you know. And then I don't even think the uncle saw it coming where the house was condemned. Because that was a point of contention when Rev was in the shelter and the uncle called. I kept telling him, talk to your family. You know, I can't help you. You have to reach out to people that can help you.
So, I mean, I assume that he went to the uncle's house for a little while. I mean, that's just an assumption on my part. I know that Carrie and Hussey actually called him at some point, and he answered the phone, and it sounded like he was in a place that had a TV. Like it sounded like he was indoors somewhere.
Yeah, the shelter has things. So I'll say what I know. So I was in contact with him from the time the house was condemned until he went to the hospital. So he went from getting kicked out of the house right to the hospital for 2 weeks, and he didn't talk to me then. And he was in, I can name the hospital because I was giving updates on, people were asking where he is. And I'm like, well, this is what he said. This is where he said he is, whatever. And then after 2 weeks, back in contact with me again, I guess because he had his phone. And then he was at that CIC place where they, it's noise and it sounds like a kitchen, people talking and stuff.
That's
and
the
it's
day shelter?
echoey, yeah. And then the last, maybe it was a week and a half or something. And then he just started to like spiral. He started drinking and he's acting different. And
this is when he was homeless. You noticed he was drinking again and talking to you.
Yep. And he has and you can tell. I can tell because I know how he was from talking to him before. That
you were giving him money still at this point.
Not really. No. He didn't ask. Wasn't asking for anything. He was just drinking with the guys under the bridge, I guess. I don't know. And then it wasn't until Shannon started coming like itching around where he started asking for stuff again.
Right.
So, and I'm like, I'm not gonna help a bitch like that. I'm sorry.
Happy tongue, Malems.
And he sent me a voice of what do they call that? A voice message, whatever, a voice thing, and saying, well, I have it. I can play it. I don't know, whatever. But it was like some interesting things have happened where Shannon's he won't stand anything. And it's like he doesn't
needs to be medicated.
Yeah, and and it's funny because when he comes out of the hospital, he's normal. Where he's been on whatever they have him on for 2 weeks or something, but he hates it's like lithium. But he hates it. He's like it newts me. It makes me feel slow and blah blah blah. Which I get that. Not all medications make you feel amazing.
I have a question before I forget this. During the time whenever that last big couple like 2 weeks of fights, there was some time where there's some other creators. One named Jules and I think
oh
Koopa.
God,
were you? I don't know. I don't know anything about Elle. I'm still curious
about
who that is.
But
were you ever on the phone with him? You think so?
Yes. And actually, it was awkward and weird because he always wanted to be on the phone with me, and then he'd do like group chat with them, and I'm like,
I think Jason Loki wanted to be homeless so he could binge drink and be perpetually wasted. Courtney, I got that vibe too. When I saw him like just out on the street, not panicking at all. I was like, holy shit, he's perfectly fine with this. What are you doing, baby girl? You like my carpet? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so when I noticed how chill he was out on the street, I was like, yeah, he is way too happy. And he this is comfortable for him. He doesn't have to answer to anybody. Nobody is, no, he's not under anyone's thumb. He doesn't have to answer to the uncle when he's on the street. He doesn't have to answer to Shani anymore because he can just say, hey, fuck off. I'm going to go over here. Leave me alone. She can't threaten. I'm not leaving this house. There's nothing anyone can hold over his head. So I think that's why he feels so free. And Crab Life says, Courtney, you're right, because if he didn't drink, he'd be in a shelter. He and Shanny'd opt for the tent over sobriety and be in a warm bed. Yes, exactly. I mean, he seems pretty relaxed to be in such a predicament. Allsy, right. I know. I was pretty surprised that both of them were so relaxed. He wasn't hearing Jason every 5 minutes. No four walls to cage him in with her. Yes, exactly. All right, let's listen to a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to get out of here and have some dinner and probably end up falling asleep by 7 p.m.
Like, that is not my energy.
I have to try to sleep like 12 hours so that I can fucking work all day tomorrow.
Not gonna.
Right.
I
So
have
you didn't
nothing.
stay on the phone?
And hopefully feel better.
Were you on the phone with him whenever that was going on ever? 'Cause
Yes, with the warts and the yelling
Yeah.
at her and stuff, and I kept telling him, dude, this is not a good idea. It's not a good. The mom energy. I'm like, this is not helping anything. He's like, I just want her to leave. I'm like, this isn't going to do it though. This is just going to piss her off, and then you're going to be up for another 10 hours because she's going to live stream all night. Nothing's going to help with you yelling at her.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just and a lot of it was, he trusted these people that gave him fake support, right? Gave him fake support while he was doing something that everybody's been wanting him to get rid of her for a long time. And it was good for everybody's channels, right? It's all this drama and the yelling at her, the warts thing and all that. I'm like, whatever. I was against that. That was
so
never
crazy.
me. I was never one to tell him to
It
yell
was
at
super
her.
stressful to me as
And
a watcher,
she
just
kept
trying to keep
blaming
up
me.
with it.
And she kept blaming me. She's like, I know it's Wookiee. And I'm like, no, I'm old lady. I'm not doing that kind of stuff. I'm not doing that at all. And I didn't, whatever. And then the amount of emails and naked pictures and shit these women were sending him, that's why
Really?
he was, oh my God. Yeah, that's why he was acting the way he was, all weird like that. And
Yeah.
the funny thing about me is I guess I don't know what it is, but people feel like they can just be honest with me and tell me stuff that I don't even need to know.
Mhm.
And I get to be the girl, but the guy friend, like I'm just one of the guys. So I got to hear about all kinds of crap I didn't want to know about
Sure.
with him and the
yeah.
girls, and him sending me pictures. He's sending me the pictures that they're sending him. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. And he's like,
Is
oh,
there
look at
anything
this
in
one.
particular you remember that stood out from that time? Whenever he was showing you pictures or anything?
Like of like what?
Just like particularly crazy pictures or
No,
women that
he
were
has.
just out of control.
No, it mostly was like pictures of girls that didn't look real. Like he likes this goth type of look.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
he
it was
does.
it was girls that are like dark
Like,
hair
let-
and whatever, and some of it.
Let's
just-
not forget our AI girl that we just made up within 10 seconds of this fucking stream. That's how easy it would have been to make a fake girl for the Ezzy profile.
Like, well, I don't know, that girl looks real. And I always told him. And when all the Ezzy stuff started happening, and he was so just over the moon with this girl. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, talk to her, like, make sure she's a real person. Because everybody's like, she's AI. And I'm like, I don't know.
So do you think that he thought she was actually real? Because I question that sometimes. I
He
wonder
absolutely
if
thought
he
she was
So-
real.
was just trying to escape his reality so hard that he,
So
I don't know.
She wasn't an AI person. She was actually a real girl catfishing him. And when she told him, she finally did tell him who she was, they still talked.
So
and
Elle and
I have a
Ezzy
picture.
aren't the same person?
Elle and Ezzy are
No.
not the same person. And this girl, who the catfish is, I have a picture of her. She is a real person. She sent him pictures. Like I said, he sent me everything. It was like I don't know. He sent me pictures.
Yeah.
Like this is, what I don't remember her name. And
But not the original
It
person.
disgusts me to no end that they're bumping uglies under the underpass. They're gonna give warts to the homeless community. I feel for everyone. I feel bad for everyone in the encampment. Rev's dream girl. A lot of people think Fupa is the one that did it. I don't know. Maybe. For some reason, I think it was just a random person, but I could be wrong. It's all speculation.
The original person was
picture-
she admitted, that girl admitted to taking that girl's pictures,
Right.
which
Yeah,
he
which I think was
and-
established, but I was just curious.
yeah, and then and
So
when
did he
even-
ever tell you who Ezzy was?
That's who she is. Some random girl.
Yeah, this was just a random girl.
Okay, because I think the
Catfish.
someone's question was, were you Ezzy?
No.
Wookie.
No.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that said before that people thought you were, but
Who has the time to do that? Good God, I was on the phone with the man for 12 hours a day.
Exactly. You do have the time to do that. If you were on the phone, who has the time to do that? I was on the phone with him 12 hours a day. I mean,
you can't catfish him and be on the phone with him at the
Jesus.
same time.
Yeah,
I'll just state. I mean, I feel like we're being. It seems like we're being sympathetic to Rev. I still think Rev is a piece of shit. I really do. I think.
yeah,
that,
yeah.
There's no question in my mind that
He's a
deserves
manipulator
what he
just like
gets.
her.
I don't get how she can just so easily say Rev's a piece of shit. He's a manipulator just like she is. And we already know how she feels about Shani. She feels like she's a piece of shit scumbag as well. So if you feel like Jason's the same way, Sadie, I'm almost done, baby. Just relax for a few more minutes. Why would you want to speak to this guy for 12 hours a day and give him money and stuff? I don't I don't get that part.
I agree. He's a piece of shit. But I'm out of the two, I'm more sympathetic to him just because I'm in recovery as an alcoholic too. So there was a point where I tried to help him get in rehab, and Shani shut that down real quick.
Oh yeah.
She
can't
me,
control
I
him
don't
that-
care.
she
I don't
can't
make
control him
excuses
that
for
way.
how I feel or who I am. So
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't
I'm
either.
sympathetic. That's fine. I don't
either.
care.
No.
Yeah, I don't
that's
either.
not
And
what
I'm not.
Crab Life says, in my opinion, she didn't sound like she was done with him. She sounded like a slighted ex. I mean, that's a fucking good point. Maybe she was just agreeing. But if he needed her and made nice again, I feel like she'd help him again. Barry, I have a feeling that she probably already is, but of course, I could be wrong. Think she was lonely, maybe. Rosie, I feel like, yeah, that's probably the case, sadly. But she does say she has a boyfriend and, she has a child and stuff. So it's not like she has absolutely nothing in her life. I don't get that either. It's one thing to send money, but to stay on the phone for 12 hours at a time, yeah, it doesn't compute with me.
Being sympathetic, it's
But everyone's different.
like he.
I'm also not all up in this like everybody else. So, you know
I
what
think
mean?
a lot of and that helps. I think a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah,
they see
Aussie.
what they see on the internet. And I saw the same thing too until he started talking to me, and it was like, well, he's kind of when he's not with her, he talks about normal shit. It wasn't weird, and he wasn't acting weird. and
Did he ever talk to you about the boys?
The who?
The boys.
No.
Shani's kids.
Not really. I mean, I called him out on the child abuse thing, and the neglect is abuse, and he just couldn't see that it was abuse, and it was like, and then we fought. We kind of had a fight about it because you don't understand.
Right.
You don't understand. I'm like, I do, and I saw that house, brother. I saw how disgusting those
Brother.
rooms were, and he's like, it was poverty. I'm like, I've been poor. I've been poor most of my life,
horrible.
and I've
Yeah, she's bonded with him. It's not a surface level. She's trying to make it seem, yeah. A lot of people have family in life and still feel lonely, and she's an older woman. Yeah, you're right, Rosie. Not even romantically, just clear she holds deep emotions towards him. Yeah, I don't think I don't think it's romantic at all either.
not ever had that. Okay, and if you're that poor, get a fucking job.
Yeah.
God,
Right.
and she doesn't. She
Well, the problem is that people keep sending them money, so they don't have to get a job because they're not at absolute rock bottom with $0. They're able to go to the gas station and get Shani a fucking 40-ounce goddamn 1,000-calorie caffeine drink and their little snacks and shit because people are handing them money.
Neither of these people want to help themselves, and I don't respect that. I'm sorry, I just don't. So,
I
and
get
then
it.
when he was in the shelter, and I'm like, all right, now you're free of that. It's time to start something new. and he can't. I'm like, I don't like that word. The can't saying you don't want to. Well, I'm homeless.
Right.
And he kept yelling at me, I'm homeless. I'm like, I get it. But there's lots of
I
people that are
think-
homeless that don't stay that way, especially when you're functional.
I think the bottom line is these people don't want help, and they like to lie to themselves, and they're just delusional.
And I think the fact that they've gotten
He
a little
wanted-
taste of some online fame has really just ruined
Yeah.
them for any.
Would you call this
her?
fame?
I mean, it's,
In a tent, someone sent them. In shoes, someone sent him. They're making rock bottom softer.
For her,
Yeah, and she has EBT as well.
infamy.
I
is
think
what I
for
would call
her,
it.
because she
Yeah.
was really jealous of him having the channel when all that weird cat stuff started happening, and it was like,
Were you watching that?
Oh my! I didn't watch it. He sent them to me, even though I didn't watch them. So there's that. But
Yeah,
it was like she wanted money, and then she's not online because she's losing her mind over the stuff with her kid or whatever. And so he's like, all right, we need money. Let me start my channel up. And it was just like for fun at first, I think, part of the show. And
Right.
and then he just went off the deep end with it, and it got weird. And I'm like, okay.
He became the character.
He became the
Like, that
character,
was
and I
very
think
interesting.
that's what happens when you're mental and not on your meds, right?
Right.
I don't know, or maybe he was just trying to escape his life. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Allsy, I don't know exactly the circumstances around EBT. I did know somebody that had EBT some years back, and it was kind of weird. They're not supposed to buy meals that are already prepared meals, I guess. I think it's meals that you have to purchase and make yourself. But there was some stuff that he could go in a gas station and get, I think like snacks and stuff like that he could get. So there's things that you can't and things that you can. You can't go to McDonald's with it. Yeah, Barry Girl said no hot food, so no fast food or restaurants, which is why Shanning's always begging with a freezer full of food. Google says yes, you can get McDonald's, but I looked at the first search results and didn't read further. Yeah, I don't think you can get it's weird, but I don't think you can get McDonald's. What can't you get with EBT? EBT SNAP cards cannot be used for non-food items, hot foods, alcohol, tobacco, medicines, or pet food. Prohibited items include toiletries, soap, toothpaste, cosmetics, cleaning supplies, paper products, vitamins, hot foods. Any prepared hot food intended for immediate consumption, such as hot rotisserie chicken, hot pizza, or deli food. So you're not supposed to be able to buy hot prepared food. Anyways, I've been on here a few minutes over 3 hours. I'm definitely starting to crash now. I think I'm going to take another Advil, eat some dinner, and probably lay down on my couch and end up asleep within an hour or two. I probably am going to have to take Sadie for a little walkie poo because she's going to need one. Thank you to everybody. Kathleen, thank you. Allsy, Shannon, thank you guys for being members. I'm trying to make sure there wasn't another member that I saw. Barry Girl, thank you for participating so much. Rosie's Garden, Crab Life, Courtney Nicole. Thank you all. I really appreciate you all. I don't want to keep reading names because I know I'm going to end up missing somebody. You guys want to see Sadie one more time? All right. Shannon, 1 second. Shannon, thank you for being a member. Come here, Sadie. Come here. Von Beardo, thank you for allowing me to review your stream. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Get up. Come on. Who's a good girl? Come here. Turn around. Sit. Oh, yeah. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Say bye to your fans. All right. Yeah, and I think I'm going to stream Easter morning, and if it's not Easter morning, maybe Saturday, but I should see you guys for a live stream on Easter Day or before Easter. Thank you to everyone. Aria, thank you for being my only mod. Excuse me. Vaughn, Berry Girl, Crab Life. Yeah, I appreciate you all. I'll see you all on the next stream. Everyone, have a good rest of your night.